in the blood air, vamping in the blood air.
Are we live now?
That's my album.
Now we're
Vamping in the
live.
blood
I
air.
know what I'm talking about.
Can we get a round of vamping in the blood air?
Yeah, absolutely. Vamping in the blood air. It's like the sequel, the vampire sequel to Dancing in the Moonlight.
Did I
Just
just hear
Thin Lizzy
like a
song.
wolf howl?
I think you heard an ambulance or a fire
Oh.
engine outside my apartment.
Was a wolf driving it?
Yeah, it was like a cartoon wolf who saw like a pretty lady also,
Right,
so
okay,
it was
yeah,
unclear
yeah.
whether it was a siren or like just an awooga.
Did he drive the ambulance?
I always forget the.
Did he see the pretty lady and then get in the ambulance, or was he midway through the ambulance journey and then he saw a pretty lady and his eyes went out of his head?
The second one. The second
That's
one.
dangerous.
Yeah, he has a job to do.
Right.
Shit.
Keith, I always forget that you live in the city from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I do live in Cartoon Town.
It might
it
just be
was-
Toontown.
I think it's
It
just
was Toontown, but the city
Toontown,
from
right?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit is Los Angeles.
It's
That's where
Hollywood, right?
All of
Okay,
the stuff
yeah.
takes place.
I live in the
And
city.
I
Yeah,
really
I
don't-
hear
I just-
Toontown. I
Well,
think
Toontown's a
online.
neighborhood in LA, historically.
Yeah,
I really highly recommend
Keith.
if people haven't
my
looking up
headphones
the
are-
plot of the original Who Framed Roger Rabbit like book.
The
Oh,
novel.
yeah?
Just
The
like-
novel. That,
Yeah, the
that's
novel.
adapted.
Just like give it a. There's a haunted kettle. That's all I'll say.
It's much different.
I saw that movie really late, and for anyone who's never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I saw it in my late 20s and was just blown away. I thought it was so good.
I saw Who Framed Roger Rabbit for the first time when I was about 8, and I would say that okay,
Art,
there
we
are.
can hear you still. Art can't hear us, perhaps. Art, we can still hear you.
Art, we
Can't
can hear you.
us.
Art is having
But
some
when
issues
you
with
say
his.
stuff like, "Oh shit," that is coming through.
That's coming through.
This is me typing to Art.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm also just saying it so that it's.
Hey, Sylvi, what's the name of the book?
Who censored Roger Rabbit?
Who cancelled Roger Rabbit?
Did you see what the sequel's name is?
What is the sequel's name?
No, wait. Where's the? Hold on. I haven't.
Okay, you'll find it.
Who?
You'll get there.
Who plugged Roger Rabbit?
What?
Yeah.
What?
That one's answered in the first book, so I don't.
Great question.
Jessica.
With the stutter? It's
With the stutter, it's plugged.
yeah, that is
no, it
part
is.
of
That wasn't just me.
The book is inconsistent with, and so is neither a sequel nor a prequel to
It's much
Censored
different.
Roger
Yeah,
Rabbit.
it
It's
can't.
dark.
It can't be a prequel or a sequel, because it's It,
I strive
it's
to
a
make
reboot.
work where Wikipedia has to say the book is inconsistent and is therefore neither a prequel nor a sequel.
I am
the
back.
original novel also.
what?
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear us?
I can. I don't know what
Amazing.
Discord's fucking problem is.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You're really coming out against Discord today, and I feel the same way because I don't trust that company as far as I can throw them, but we use them every
I'm
day.
just fueled on Dayquil and spite today. That's my.
Yes, it's worth saying that Art, you are feeling low, and I have heartburn, so we're on exactly the same level of.
I think that's about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to
And just in
Friends.
case I missed it, Toontown is Pasadena. If you go by the where the freeway that the movie plot is based on was going in real life. That freeway terminates in Pasadena. So
The
Pasadena
place from the
Toontown.
Pavement songs. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pasadena's all right. I've been to Pasadena a couple of times. It's okay. Is that where the Huntington is, Art?
Yeah.
Yeah, that place fucking rules. If you ever get the chance to go to the Huntington Library and Gardens, it's great.
It's a library, just a big library with a nice garden?
It is a research library with an absolutely gigantic, arborist, like a professional gardener's garden attached.
Ooh.
It's huge. It's got an arboretum. It's got koi ponds. It's got massive bamboo groves. It's got a really cool desert garden. Folks are asking if there are stutters on their end. No, I'm not dropping any frames. Bittermojo in the chat says, "Hey Jack, I'm that person you met at the Huntington. What's up?" Hi Bittermojo. It was lovely to meet you at the
Very
Huntington. That was a good day. It was a little warm, but it was nice to meet you. Welcome to Friends at the Table. We have returned once again.
Finally.
Finally. But when we say finally, we don't mean this is our last King of the Castle stream.
We mean at long last.
We mean at long
right.
last.
We don't mean ultimately.
We mean like finally The Rock has come back to the name of your city.
I thought about doing a finally The Rock has come back type thing as my king persona, but I decided not to do it. But I floated it for a second.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, I didn't sleep, so like that's too much.
Yeah, and it ends up being all gay jokes if you follow it down.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let me tell you, you can't go home again.
The
if home
90s
is the
were a weird
WWE
time.
in the 90s. Yeah,
Well, you know.
bad.
I'm Jack.
We should do a tweet. Oh,
we should do a tweet
about us doing this.
You can find me on Twitter at not quite real, but I'm not really there anymore. You can find me on co-host at JDQ, just the letters. You can also buy any of the music on Friends of the Table at notquitereal.bandcamp.com. I am endlessly grateful for Ali, who has been shouting that out at the beginning of the ground team, since I am not in the ground games of Friends of the Table. Every time I hear it, I briefly think that Ali wrote the music. I am joined...
This is how we find out that we've replaced you.
Yes. I am joined by Art.
Hi, you can find me on Twitter at Atebble. My co-host is AMTebble. I haven't posted in a while. I'd really like to, but this isn't the week for it. So, maybe check next week.
Fair enough. Austin.
I am Austin Walker. You can find me on Twitter at Austin_Walker. You can find me on co-host at Austin, where I just re-chosted a picture of a bird that looks like Mo from the Three Stooges.
I gotta see.
The original poster says, little dumbass bird, Three Stooges, motherfucker.
Is this the bird that has a fringe? Has like a bowl cut?
Yeah. Bowl cut bird.
I think I've
It's
seen
a
this
Gloucester
bird
canary.
Brutal.
organically. Gloucester.
It's a beautiful bird. I love this bird.
Look at
Very cute.
Yeah, we should do a Bluff City episode with one of Bluff City's fearsome birds, except it's just this guy. He's 3 inches tall, completely harmless.
Bird gang. Oh, that's an idea.
I am also joined
Bird gang.
by, you heard the voice of Janine.
Hi, I'm Janine Hawkins. I'm at Bleating Heart on Twitter and on co-host. I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild on this channel, and if that's a thing you're into, there's... I haven't actually done any math. It feels... A number I'm just going to pull out of the air that feels right is like 30 hours.
Wowee.
Wow.
It's been
something.
a lot. You've gone hard.
I've been
good
doing
for
like
me.
4-hour streams on average for like a week and a half or so. Not every day, but many days. So just that feels like the right neighborhood.
Wow. You accidentally did a witching hour intensity stream schedule, but for Breath of the Wild.
It's more than witching hour. I feel like witching hour, I never have the because it's so regular, it's like I'm not doing 4 hours.
You don't have to play all of Control.
It's witching hour.
But it's so easy to just melt 4 hours away playing Breath of the Wild.
It so is. Yeah.
Last night I was like, oh, I'll stop. And then I did like a bunch of other shit. Which feels like the story of that game is like, I'm going to stop playing now. And it's like, oh, but there's a shrine right there. And then also I put a star on the map and I forget why. So I'm going to go to the star. And then, oh, didn't the guy say there was a memory right here? We should do that.
I saw someone today post that they had been listening to Clapcasts and they like paused watching you play Breath of the Wild on Twitch to do something and listen to a Clapcast. And on the Clapcast from 2018, it was you say, like, they literally hit play and it was you being like, I should play more Breath of the Wild.
The wheel turns.
Oh, speaking of Clapcast, I also did a little bit of relitigation of the potato thing yesterday. Not relitigation, but I explained for
raw
people
potato?
who are curious, who wanted to experience raw potatoes. I explained how to do it well and safely. And
I have no idea what
Unfair
Janine is talking
to use
about.
Twitch to relitigate.
Yeah, I think that's
Clapcast Hub. That's no one's there to talk about it.
I disagree. There was kind
of the bully pulpit situation.
know,
You
I
know what
like
I
it.
mean?
All right.
I didn't realize we could use
Everyone
the stream
stay
to air
tuned because my
grievances.
Twitch streams are going to get
Hey, I mean, that
aggressive.
button, that voice channel button is free for anyone to click at any time.
I don't think she's sitting in there waiting for objectors to
Listen
show
up,
up, though.
fuckers.
Yeah.
I will if I'm ever streaming solo, I'm waiting for objectors.
Okay.
Yeah, I only realized recently I should be doing that because that's what Dre does, and it's good. It's a good idea.
Now, for people who don't know, the question of raw potato eating came up in a recent Clapcast. You can get access to Clapcasts, of which there are now like 5 years worth of them.
65 Clapcasts.
65 Clapcasts by going to Friends of the Table.cash. That's the easy version.
Each Clapcast
cash.
better than most other podcasts. I'm just gonna.
I'll stand by that.
I believe there's also going to be one every Friday this month.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Yeah, for catching up.
Announced on the most recent one.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, Spoogooly in the chat says, Janine, I followed your instructions, and unfortunately, you are right about raw potato.
I have to say that, I think I brought up different kinds of potatoes probably being different experiences when you eat them. I think that you said that what I assumed would be the worst potato to eat was the kind that you actually like to eat. I don't 100% remember, but I should try multiple kinds of potatoes just to be 100% sure that secretly fingerling potatoes aren't great raw.
Right. You have just heard the voice of Keith J. Carberry.
We're still
Hi,
in
my name
intros.
is Keith J. Carberry. You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/runbutton. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Keith J. Carberry. I did it backwards. Oh, wow. It threw me off so bad.
Did y'all play that Sonic game yet?
We played the first 60% of it. It's solid. It's fun. I like it. It's cute. I think that the episode was good. I think maybe the episode was better. I think watching Run Button play that game is probably better than playing it.
You're talking about the April Fool's Sonic murder mystery game, right?
Yeah. The murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was a surprise free drop on April Fool, or I guess the night before April Fool's. I think it was really fun. Right? I think Sonic should be doing more fun, cool stuff like that. It's definitely, you could tell that it was made by like the social team because the characters have like never been that like lovingly drawn. Like it was obviously made by people who actually care what Sonic and his friends look like and act like in a way that's not typical for Sonic games.
Damn. Brutal.
Our dear
Shadow is in it, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to play it. Thank you.
Sonic Shadow is reluctantly cooperating with Amy's birthday LARP. That is the.
Oh my god! Great premise.
Yeah, Sorry, every neuron in my brain is lighting up.
Like the Manchurian Candidate kill phrase.
It's really
for
good.
Sylvi.
It's really good.
Wow.
Our dear friend and patrician, Dre, is not able to make it today, and the empty throne of the patricians remained thus until we heard a jingling coming down the corridor. A jester's many-belled hat. Someone came into the room and slipped over on a pie. It's Sylvi.
Whoops. Hey, what's up, guys? The introduction really threw me off. Damn. I'm Sylvi. You can find me like everywhere at Sylvi Bullet. Just look on a platform, search for that. It's probably me. And follow friends_table on TikTok. Thanks. Jingle jangle.
Jingle jingle jingle.
I reset the subscriber goal.
Ooh, what's the new goal?
We got a new. So I actually am really confused about this because our old goal was 300, which I remember us being close to / even surpassing. But then the month rolled over and we're at 179 again. I don't know if it resets every month or what happens, or if Twitch subs you have to resub every month. I genuinely have no idea how it works. But right now, it's 200.
Well, we just had our best hype train ever. If
we
anyone
did
knows
just have
what
our
that
best
means.
hype train ever. That's what got me to talk about this, was because I think we were at a level 5 hype train, unprecedented.
Whoa!
Yeah, and everyone knows what that means.
I know what it means, and the
Don't
chat
embarrass
knows what it
yourself
means.
by explaining it.
Okay, yeah. Pedagogy in the chat said resub monthly, so I guess you've got to resub your Twitch subs monthly. So I guess that makes
sense. If you
sense.
have a Prime sub sitting around and you'd like to give it to us, we would be happy to have it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We are returning to the chaotic party game played live with the chat, King of the Castle. I feel like you've seen us play this before, so I'm going to go light on the explanations, other than to say that there is a Twitch extension visible on your screen if you are on desktop. It is unfortunately not available if you are on mobile. You can still play along, and we will describe how, but you won't have quite the same amount of information visible to you. In the last game of King of the Castle, things went pretty well for you and the Barons, right, Austin?
That's true. We created a new model army. We very trepidatiously tipped its toes into a foreign empire, and before we could be punished for that stupid decision, we ascended the throne.
Excellent. So, if we hit continue game here, you will see that we are going to be continuing as Monarch Robin, who looks fucking great, of the Jihankno dynasty, presiding over, as usual, the Counts of the East, represented by Janine Hawkins. The Barons of the March, represented by Austin Walker. And the Patricians of the Coast, represented by whoever over there is blowing a tuba, crashing two cymbals together and throwing plates onto the floor. I believe.
I just can't help it.
Sylvi Bullet.
I'm going to be doing the Barons today because Austin is king.
That's a great point. I just
Monarch.
think of...
This is a very fun exchange because you used to be the Patricians leader.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Spread
And then
around.
Dre wasn't here, but I've been working on my Barons voice the whole time.
Wow. And then you got sick. Did
This
you get
is-
sick? Oh, people as in you, are asking for screen share. I can give you screen share. I always forget this bit. Better text readability.
It's also a great excuse to eventually, finally, maybe let the counts win, is that then someone else can play the counts. The coveted counts.
Damn.
Just throwing it out there.
You can teach people how to do a voice changer?
No. Imagine,
Someone's
hey,
voice
everyone,
just got very
just
weird.
Huh?
Someone's
What?
voice
I
just
think
got
it might have
very
been
strange.
Jack's voice when they turned on
Nope,
I
screen
think so.
share.
Wasn't me. I
No?
didn't speak.
Sylvie?
Oh.
Hello?
Well, it's fine now, but someone's
Yeah.
voice got very weird for a second. Maybe it was just on my side.
No, I heard it too.
Yeah, I also heard it. How strange. Sorry, Janine. We interrupted you because of audio weirdness.
I'm just saying, I think I speak for everyone when I say it would be very interesting and cool to hear Austin represent the counts.
There's a real
Okay.
meta play here.
I say it's a meta play that I think puts too much stock in the Monarch's ability to decide who wins.
I wasn't
my
saying
experience-
that
Oh,
to the
Janina's not
Monarch.
talking about me. Janina's talking to the
No.
chat.
Yeah.
Oh, to the chat? Well,
Janine
I thought it was
said-
targeting a
about the king
demographic.
to try less hard to.
No,
'Cause everyone's
there's
already
nothing I
assigned,
can
basically,
do.
right?
There's nothing I can do to make the counts win at this point.
Well, I was thinking you could choose to spend more time knocking off the other two. So.
Sure. I'm just gonna be a good king. I'm just gonna rule for the people, all the people, not just
Good King Robin.
good King Robin or good Monarch Robin.
Rare
actually.
a king going
Right,
into it
yeah,
saying,
sorry.
"I just want to be a good king."
I just wanna be a
Usually
good
they're
monarch.
like, this is gonna be rough.
We'll see
This
how the
is
run
gonna be
goes.
rough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it by ear. I'm gonna make some decisions when things come up. Try to help people.
This
You know,
is, yeah.
I don't think it's such a big deal.
This is very sweet, Austin, because I think, you're someone who's seen a lot of King of the Castle at this point, and I feel
Yeah.
as an old King of the Castle player, my reaction if I'm the king is, you fuckers are all gonna get it in the neck. This isn't gonna go well.
No. It's all just part of the
But you're
there's a
very
reason why
relaxed
we,
about
we
this.
Yeah, we kick this thing off with a river sometimes we don't, but a river flows. I'm just gonna flow with it, baby.
Okay, here's what you need to know. When I hit load game, you will be able to join. I'm talking to the chat now. You will be able to join game. Not yet. When we
Swear to
hit
God.
load game, I swear to God, you will be able to join the game by typing !join and then space and then a pronoun in singular. She, he, or they. Neopronouns aren't in the game yet, so you're going to type !join space he if you want to join with he, him pronouns. Also worth bearing in mind that you might get your head chopped up if you join.
Chopped up?
Chopped off and then maybe chopped up. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Or like turned into a skeleton.
Or turned into a skeleton. Not yet.
yeah,
chat,
we've
not
had
yet,
people get
chat.
skeletonized.
Hey,
You'll know when it's time.
Sorry, I think I did this.
yeah, you did.
I did it.
You
I did it by
literally
being
did.
bad on
That's
purpose.
so mean.
Now they have to
Putting
wait.
my jester's hat on you because you're a
Now
clown.
they can't do it because there's a time delay.
There's a timeout. Now we're just going to wait for a second. And while we wait, I will tell you this. If you have played in the previous games, you will be sorted into the faction that you have been in previously. Counts will remain counts, patricians will remain patricians, barons will remain barons. If you are joining us for the first time, you cannot choose which faction you will be a part of. You will be automatically assigned a faction. Are we ready to hit the button? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, hey, join.
Now it is time to join.
Flam in the chat asks,
there's
will
a
I
new-
still have all 0 gold I made?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
If you did last time.
It rolls that over. There are new Twitch drops too. There's like you get a cool 2 versions of like a tartan drape.
That's
Oh, sick.
thing.
Very, very much like Singular Wireless.
What?
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 I made this joke
What?
last time.
What?
The money rolls over.
No money.
I don't get it.
Shut the fuck up.
What year is it?
You wouldn't get
I
it
did
because
this-
this is not a joke for you, Jack. This is a joke for Americans in their late 20s, early
Right.
30s.
Okay.
It's even funnier because I made the exact same joke 1 month ago.
You have to make it every time.
Hollywood
It's like a little.
ass bit.
It's a little tradition.
Yeah. We have to play this again so that we can talk about Singular Wireless.
And those who only had $5 left, you will have enough for a footlong.
Because now we're doing Subway jokes.
Yeah.
We're hitting all the old
It's
favorites.
We're
amazing how
doing-
expensive footlongs
yeah.
are now.
I got one today,
How much was it?
Inflation has
For
come to
lunch.
footlongs.
including delivery and tip and everything. $27.
What?
No,
No, I see.
God.
You made a
No.
mistake here, Janine, which was ordering a single footlong for delivery.
I mean, I had
You've gotta order footlongs
I
for the
had a
week.
fucking I had a day. I needed food and I did not have time to
No, it
make it
happens.
because the only free time I had was time I was going to be in the shower physically.
Oh,
So
oh yeah, okay.
I had
That's
I
the
had
point
very
at which
little choice.
you spent $27 on.
It was like spend $27 on a footlong or spend $23 on the saddest hamburger in the world.
You know what I like?
But like $27 footlong doesn't have the same like jingle quality.
I like a Costco hot dog.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, who doesn't? You'd have to be.
And you've given me a chance to evangelize about
Did-
Costco French fries, the best French fries that ever existed.
I have not
really?
had French
Yeah?
fries. Yeah. it's-
Wow.
They're my favorite.
What's-
I
can
mean,
you
part of it
describe
is
them?
also nostalgia of being like, here, go get some French fries and fuck off in this Costco for a
Right,
little
right.
while.
Did everyone hear about
Oh,
my
yeah.
But,
weird?
like,
Did anybody see my weird sandwich on Twitter from the last couple days?
I didn't.
No.
It's upsetting sounding to
oh,
me.
don't
yeah,
like
the
this?
believe
sausage
you.
one.
I believe you that it's good.
Did you do a
It-
chip,
it-
buddy?
It took me 1.5 of these sandwiches to figure out how to like it. I spent a sandwich and a half being mad about this sandwich, and
I
then
need to read-
for some
can you-
reason that
Can
that
you
last half.
Read the tweets.
Okay. So this is a place. This is a self-described gourmet Italian deli. Totally won over by a weird sandwich from a local deli that I ordered by accident for a second time that consists of extremely burnt slices of Italian sausage, pickled peppers, and massive unmelted hunks of sharp provolone.
Would
When
try.
I first
Would
when I got
try
it the
it.
first time, what was that?
Art
Would
and I
try.
would both try it.
Yeah, it's really good. I really didn't like it at first. I thought it was a mistake until I got it the second time, opened it up, and I saw that it was the exact same, and I was like, oh, this is how they do it. This is on purpose.
That sounds fascinating.
I can't explain it. I will put the picture in the chat.
I put the picture
Oh,
in
okay,
our
thank you.
internal
Yeah.
chat. I'll put it in the
I love that you organized it or ordered it by accident twice.
What?
Yeah, well, the
you were
first
ordering?
time I wanted like an American style sausage sandwich with like sautéed peppers and onions, and that's what I thought I was
melted
getting.
cheese.
And like melted cheese, maybe melted cheese, like very greasy, like sausage sub, classic sausage sub. And then it was this, and I was like, surely this is a mistake. And then I went, this is like 6 months ago or 8 months ago. And then I went again, or was like, oh, hey, a sausage sandwich. Let me get that. Because it's just called grilled sausage sandwich is what it's called on the menu.
It's not wrong.
The cheese is
not
definitely
wrong.
the weirdest part.
The
Have you
cheese is
considered-
so weird.
Have you considered asking them why? Like, I want to hear like what's the I'm not joking even or like I want to know like what the like flavor chemistry mock-up is here. Like, where's this coming from?
It's giving cheese curds. Like, it's giving poutine
So
a little
the
bit.
provolone-
Yeah, it looks
the
like a
provolone
poutine sandwich to me.
So the sausage is burnt in the way that like an uncle at a barbecue might burn something, like, and just like give it to the dog.
Yeah, that's how I fuck up sausage patties when I am not paying attention, which is always whenever I'm cooking sausage patties.
The provolone hunks are sharp like a mild cheddar. And then the pickled peppers are extremely pickled. They're more pickle than pepper.
Damn.
This is
And
fascinating. I want an artist statement with this sandwich.
That's what I'm saying. I want to know. I want to know.
Do an
I wanna
Does
know
someone
the
from this
story.
restaurant want to come on the King of the Castles stream?
Can you go there now and join on your phone? Like,
I wish. It's a little far.
Oh, Keith, we're all getting old. I feel like a decade ago you'd have been on your way to that shop right now on the street.
Yeah.
My car is broken. Otherwise,
There's the real answer.
A decade ago, your car worked.
a decade ago, my car worked.
I feel
No,
like
a decade ago, Keith had that incredible car with the like weird green LCD display. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was also always
Yeah.
broken.
That car, I drove
But it was
that
great,
car
great
with
car.
brakes that didn't work for the
See?
whole time that I had
Don't
it.
do
7
this.
months.
People,
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're all too old to drive cars with brakes that don't work. Also, if you're listening to this,
If they're
you're
Knight
also
Riders.
too old for that.
Yeah, this was a double foot on the pedal, hard as you can, and also pray situation.
I've had this car.
Because
For
of this
7
car,
months.
Keith. Because of this car.
This is a Buick Riata for anyone, 1989, before they changed the touchscreen.
And correct me if I'm wrong. For our entire relationship, I have assumed that you've been driving a fucking weird-ass car after this point. Have you moved on to normal cars, or are you still driving weird cars?
Is a Fiat a weird car?
Yeah.
No, is it? I guess
Yeah.
it is.
It is a little bit. So I've been driving a Fiat for a while and been upset
You have
at
a
how
bank?
normal it is. My first car was like a total beat to shit Lincoln Town car. Then I got a weird like Tokyo Drift Honda Del Sol.
let's go.
And then I got the
okay.
Buick Riata. And then I briefly had a Jaguar. And
Why did you have a Jaguar?
it was, and I swear to God, this is true.
This is the funniest
On-
part of this.
On short notice, it was the only car I could afford.
Well, they lose a lot of value because
Yes,
they're
it's super
they're
affordable to
crummy.
get like an early 2000s Jaguar X-Type or S-Type. And that's what I had.
So I think the short answer is yes. And now
And
you're
then I
driving
totaled
a,
it.
And now you're in a Fiat.
what,
now
like
I'm
a
in a
Fiat
Fiat.
500 or a...
Yep, exactly. Fiat
Those are cute
500.
cars.
Those are cute cars.
I'm
Those were
also
always the prize on the monster makeup show I watched.
it would be
Face off.
dishonest if I didn't also include the fact that I have been driving my dad's Jeep. Is now the most normal car I've ever driven. But we're gonna get rid of it because I can't afford to.
What's it like driving a Jeep? I've never... I
I
drive,
was
but-
not looking forward to it, and then I ended up really liking it actually.
It's a very like quintessentially Californian thing to drive that specific Jeep. Probably not the one
It
you're
really
driving.
is.
But, like
This was a really stupid purchase of a really expensive Wrangler, a Wrangler Unlimited.
what's the Jeep? The one that has no doors.
It's the Wrangler, but it's not the Wrangler Unlimited, which is like that, but it has
the Wrangler,
a normal car
Wrangler
shell over
Limited,
it.
right?
Right.
Yeah, that's the
Wrangler
Wrangler
Limited.
Limited. Yeah, the Wrangler Unlimited is the Wrangler Limited, but they put a shell of a normal car around it. The frame is like the same.
Should we
I
play
just
King of
search
the
for
Castle?
Wrangler no doors, and the top question people ask is, "What is the point of Jeeps with no doors?"
What is the point of Jeep?
Beach vibes. It's beach vibes.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
on
should
the
play this
East
game.
Coast,
We
I
should.
feel like Jeeps with no doors are like asshole vibes. Like
They're asshole
extremely
vibes too,
not
but
beach.
but it's a beachy
Beach
asshole.
asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Jersey, it's a beachy asshole who has a Jeep.
Here it's not beachy. It's like the beachy guys are way cooler than the Wrangler guys.
I think beach...
interesting.
Oh, go on, Janine.
I was just gonna say I had this intense feeling of me and Jack sitting by the door getting our shoes on. like
Right.
at a-
Yeah. I've been
you
ready.
know,
I've been.
everyone else is like
until
in the
this Jeep
kitchen.
thing. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Again, did not sleep. Happy to sit in the throne.
I didn't bring. I didn't bring
let's hit the button.
shoes suitable for
Let's just hit the
snow,
button.
so I've had to borrow Janine's boots.
That did happen. Yeah.
That did happen.
Okay, begin game.
Oh, it's beautiful to be back. It's so nice to be back.
This game fucking rules. We see it
Yeah.
every time, but it's such a good game.
Every
All right,
time.
I'm gonna just
Did you
do
see
this.
that depressing tableau of nobles?
Yes. They were all looking very sad. I'm going to do this lightning round style. Here we go. On the left, authority is the measure of how feared the king is. Things get real bad for the king if it hits 0. Treasury is the king's the kingdom's money. Ditto. Things get bad if they hit 0. I think Art took out a loan last time. Was that true? I think it was.
Very
remember?
big loan.
Stability is a measure of how much the monarch is liked and how stable the king is. Things also get bad if it hits 0. Working down the list here, you can see that the barons, the counts, and the patricians each have a score out of 10. This is remarkable. For each of these stats: trade, farming, military, faith, and defiance. As the game progresses, but not yet, but pretty soon, each of you factions will be able to develop a scheme which will rely on the manipulation of these statistics in order to pass certain checks and take over the kingdom. But before we begin, with that stuff, where would you like to start here, my liege?
Let's jump into it. Let's just go right to coronation. I'll meet the council after.
Okay.
Let's get people voting. You know what I mean?
Really want to make a splash, huh?
We'll see.
It's important to remember that this is Gilbert Gottfried.
Okay, was the question.
But are we keeping? Okay.
Well, we are because they're married, right? Gilbert is happily married to the fish, to like Glorb.
I hope that stays true. I'm worried that they'll shuffle all that stuff off. But I hope
They
it's
haven't done
happening.
anything like that yet.
Right.
In any case.
Anyway.
Your Majesty,
He's back.
you may have won the throne from the monarch Agrippa.
Oh wow, I gotta get back into it.
It's all right. You'll get there.
But you must still answer to the council. As is tradition, they will decide what happens at your coronation.
Should I get changed in my waterproof robes then?
It may be for the best, Your Majesty. Shall we call the nobles in?
Do we remember why this person is Gilbert Gottfried? How did we
Not
get here?
You didn't
Because
know.
you had not seen Aladdin.
Yes, that's what it is, and couldn't do the voice. And
right.
I think
right.
I did it,
And then we
as
were
a
like,
joke.
that's how he speaks.
and then
so
they
that's
just
how
kept
they
doing
speak.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. This makes sense.
All right, here's how it works. When each vote begins, you'll be able to choose from one of 4 options. Not yet, when we hit start vote. Each option will affect the kingdom in some way. Here, for example, the treasury will be reduced by 1,000. Here, stability will go up by an amount. You don't know how. Ditto, authority up, stability down, authority down, farming up. Wealth, that is the personal wealth of the nobles, will go down. When we hit start vote, not yet, you will be able to vote by typing !vote, and then a space, and then the letter. So, for example, if you wanted the commoners to swear a blood oath, you would type !vote, space, B. But don't do it yet. All right, Keith.
Right.
Set laws for voting. What kind of coronation should be held for the new monarch? A. Host a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. B. Force the commoners to swear a blood oath. C. Throw the monarch into the river. Or D. The nobles must put on a vast banquet for the monarch.
Additionally, it's worth saying that Austin and I have, at this point, 2 options available to us. We can mark a preferred voting option, which doesn't do anything mechanically, but lets us sort of make clear on the board where we would like to vote. We can also take a voting option off the table. These can only be used once per season, and a season is 3 events, after which they refresh. You got anything to say?
Yeah, let's see where it goes. day one, new monarch. I like the chair. I like the robes. I got the waterproof stuff on, so like, I wouldn't mind going in the river. But if people want to swear a blood oath, what do the nobles want?
All right, nobles, get ready to vote. Voting begins.
I realized that option B was like always faction dependent.
Oh yeah, it is. That must be the counts, right?
Because before it was like pay everyone off or whatever.
Oh, it's the patricians. Yeah, it's the whoever it was.
So the barons love a blood oath.
The barons love a blood oath.
Yeah, the barons and commoners.
Chat loves a blood oath too.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
I don't think the commoners like the blood oath.
No, I don't think so either.
Stability going down makes me,
Let it play out, but we don't need to do any, I'm happy to play it where it lies here.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
voting actively in the chat, so.
I was really expecting this result, finally getting a monarch into the river.
I wasn't expecting 120 votes for blood oath.
True. Also, yeah.
People like new stuff,
Blood Oath Coalition, really spread across everybody.
Yeah.
With the counts leading it, obviously, but...
Yeah, big surprise.
This is the silent minority of King of the Castle, the Blood Oath contingent.
It's been a while since we had a wet king, though,
Yeah, I'm
happy
monarch. Let's toss me in, do a little swim around, see some fish. Hey, Chancellor, is your bow going to be there?
Voting has closed. What kind of coronation should be held for the new monarch? 144 nobles voted for C. Throw the monarch into the river.
Laser Messiah in the chat says, finally wet.
The poll really was like creepy versus wet when you think about it, though.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of this game is creepy versus wet.
The only good thing AI has ever done.
It is decided. The monarch will be thrown into the river.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Very optimistic, Monarch, that you think you're going to be able to see some fish when you're down there. Whenever I have gone into a river you were expecting it. Anytime I've gone into a river unexpectedly, what I have thought is...
Right. Oh, I got the wetsuit on. I got my snorkel.
Yeah, stability is now civil. Authority is now dubious.
And so it begins.
The nobles pick you up and carry you out to the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow water with a cheer. When you climb back up the bank, soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination, or are some of the nobles stifling giggles?
A cheap price to pay.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Where
do you want to go?
Up to you.
Council introduction.
Yeah, let's do it.
We bloody well pulled it off, didn't we? The barons are finally in charge, and we can sort this kingdom out.
Incredible.
Thank you. Now just remember our little arrangement. We put you on that damn throne, so you do as we tell you. Got it?
Seamless.
What if I govern for the whole of the kingdom? The good of the whole kingdom.
What have the other regions ever done for us? The march is what matters. Don't forget that, or I'll jam my boot so far up your backside, you'll taste shoelaces.
Wow.
Baron Jordan Marcellus.
Nasty.
Extremely. Yeah.
Once again, nasty versus wet.
Now introduce yourself to the rest of the council, but don't forget what I told you today.
Wow.
Coming on a little strong.
Introduce
Let's go
yourself to the east.
I'm just reading what the script has for me.
Incredible cunt here.
Looks incredible.
Careful on that pronunciation.
Looking very conty today.
Looking very serving cunt. Oh boy.
Oh god.
Are the counts here? My god. That's the counts of the East music.
Just get colder in here?
Honor to finally make your acquaintance, Your Majesty.
Holy shit.
May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor.
Shit, Count Mino.
I have to follow that.
Just okay. Gather your inner jester. You're a jester who inherited the role of being the head of the capital.
I'm not doing a clown voice. I can't
Wait,
do
let
a
me.
clown
I'm
voice.
just gonna put like.
I mean, all the voices are gonna.
I'm gonna search
It
happy
depends on your
clown
definition.
in Google, and I'm gonna send an image. Okay, yeah, here we go. Copy.
Well, so the only thing I really remember is that Dre was doing like a really annoying voice, and I'm like, how do I have to do an annoying voice too then?
They're
Or-
yours now. No, they're yours now because Art was doing a different patricians.
I don't like this clown.
You'll be fine, Sylvi. All right, here we go.
You're a sicko who loves money. Go.
A pleasure, your august majesty. I hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign.
Perfect.
I don't know why I went vocal fry, but I did.
Oh, I feel it. That's good.
Yeah, it works. It's solid.
And with that, the introductions are done. This is Patrician Good Nice Bot. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices. Meanwhile,
What do you think? Will they be a good little monarch and do as they're told? Struggling with my vowels a little there.
yeah, too early
Someone
to
else.
tell, but I have a bad feeling. We should have a backup plan just in case.
This is your
For
cowboy
anyone
from
curious,
that
that's Jack's
Nancy
real
Drew.
voice.
Okay, well.
Oh yeah, this
Jack
is
has been
Gliff
faking a
Criskins.
British accent.
What was it again?
Glyph Criskins, a young cowboy with an old voice.
That's right. You're very young, actually, right? You haven't.
What happened? What happened to
I'm
make you sound so old?
6. Well, it was a horse incident.
You look like in your 20s. You are 6 and you sound 98.
Well, I'm a mixed up cowboy sort of fella.
You said it was a horse incident?
Yes.
HOARSC.
Could you be
Yes.
more specific? Oh, okay. Could you be more specific?
Kicking.
Kicked? You said kicked?
Yeah.
That sounds rough.
Yeah, down a hill.
Down a hill.
Yeah. Bad time when you're 6.
Oh,
all right.
This year happened this year?
Yeah. I've only recently rebranded my old voice young cowboy personality.
What was
You
your
were a
old
cowboy
brand?
before this? You were something else.
Well, no, I was a young cowboy with a young cowboy's voice.
I see.
Did that really stick out in the market, the heavily saturated young cowboy market?
Oh, there's many of us. It's clearly not up to speed in the cowboy market. It's a Wisconsin thing. All right, moving on.
The path to victory.
Hop along, Benjamin Button over here.
I was gonna say a localized Benjamin Button disease just affecting the vocal cords.
Boylan greeted the chat, says lowercase cow, uppercase boy. The path to victory.
Your Majesty, the history books do not look kindly upon usurpers, unless, of course, they prove themselves to be worthy of the throne they have stolen. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you?
If you are unfamiliar with the game, what Austin is choosing here is his path to victory. The nobles will choose theirs in a second, but Austin right now is kind of aiming for how to win.
The way I see it is, we already fixed the military. Let's fix the economy.
Okay, goal.
New golden age.
Trade. Architect of a new golden age. Why not?
Yeah.
A lofty goal indeed. I suggest over the next few years, you focus on improving the kingdom's overall trade as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty.
It was a golden age, is what I've heard, Jack.
This is a golden age.
This is a golden
This
age,
is a
yes.
golden age. Yeah. Yeah. I think the person singing that song's having a great time of it. All right, let's hit end season. Oh, right. Janine, do you want to read the count? Or do you want to read the person?
I'm sorry.
Or maybe it's Sylvi, honestly.
Should I be doing this?
I think you're Luda, yeah.
I don't.
Or wait, is this our
This is
candidate
your-
or is
this
this
is
You're like
player?
candidate, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
they're
to say
actually-
this
Yeah, I
be
should do the
Janine, right?
candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call them elects now.
Do you have a ludicrous voice filter on there? Do you have a?
No, I don't do that kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
My fellow counts, in ancient times, the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false monarch Robin wears the crown.
Holy shit, we've got a sort of Doug Bradley Hellraiser thing going on
There's like
here.
a second voice back there.
That's the real voice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, shit! Voting, here we go. Only counts can vote, and you are voting for what scheme should the counts pursue to overthrow the new monarch? Subterfuge, intimidation, or possession? While the names of these plots, subterfuge, intimidation, and possession, are what you're going to be pursuing the whole way, the goal is only the first step of the goal.
hurry though! None of you are voting. Vote!
They're voting. They're voting.
There's like 150
Yeah,
of them.
there's
It's
a-
like
I can
There's
let
a
this
stream
run
delay.
how many
too.
people are gonna vote?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
let it run a little bit, but it
I
seems
thought
pretty-
these votes like auto stop for some reason.
No, it's the auctions that auto stop, and it also auto stops if the person with the controls decides to do like a bit of vote rigging, but that never happens.
Henderson Hawes says the most count thing I've ever heard, which is, I was drying flowers.
Oh,
This seems done, right?
yeah, I think
That
so.
does seem-
I think that we're shooting for possession here, where the counts
This
are
went
trying
so
to
badly last time.
lower their own defiance.
Everyone wants to see the hunger famine demon.
God, I forgot that's what it was.
Oh, maybe it's another demon. This
It could be a different type of possession. We'll see.
Yeah, it could be.
Keith.
Voting has closed. What scheme should the counts pursue to overthrow the new monarch and place their preferred claimant, Luda, on the throne? 97 nobles voted for C. Possession. Goal. Lower own defiance.
The counts
Every
plan
time
to
I see
summon a
Luda.
demon to possess the monarch, putting them totally under their control. First, they must lull the monarch into a false sense of security. To advance their scheme, the counts must lower their defiance to 4 or less in 2 seasons. And the little purple check mark there indicates that they are currently in a position of success.
Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Monarch Robin. Something must be done.
Patricians, get ready to vote. Voting in 3, 2, 1, begin. Option 1, Doppelganger, goal, lowest defiance. I say option 1, it's option A. Option B, Monopoly, goal, raise own trade. Oof. Option C, Corruption, goal, lower authority.
I feel like there's a pretty easy one here, besties, but they're also, I mean, there's 2 easy ones.
And yet,
I mean, that's the other easy one.
I guess part of the thing here is they've seen Monopoly already.
twice
Bro.
I think.
And like they succeeded at least once.
Yeah.
Right? That was your your win.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
these
really
are new.
Great
interesting.
States of Coast Brick. Doppelganger sounds hilarious. I'm not
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
curious.
people are voting along wanting doppelganger
Yeah.
and not as much.
Then let's wrap it.
lowest. defiance
Let's
is
wrap it.
easiest.
I mean, our defiance is already 3 too, so like,
Yeah, but 0, it's hard to be lowest when barons are at 0.
oh, it has to be lowest, not
Lowest,
lower.
yeah.
Oh, you guys should have picked someone who knows how to read to be in charge.
Voting has closed. What scheme should the patricians pursue to overthrow the new monarch and place their preferred claimant, Alex, on the throne? 62 nobles voted for A, doppelganger. Goal, lowest defiance.
Well, does a tie count? I guess we're about to find
We're
out.
gonna find out, right?
We're gonna find out. But the counts are also trying to lower their defiance.
The patricians plan to swap the real monarch for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the spy master. This is, well, I was going to say this is a difficult plan before cosmetic surgery was invented, but we're in a world where magic exists, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And
And
people
so much
used to
magic
be real
that it's-
dumb. You used to just be able to like.
Well, less real dumb and more, I feel like people often didn't actually know what people looked like unless they'd met them. You know, there weren't, you know, you
Right,
could,
different era.
you might not
Yeah,
know.
you're going on what the guy looks like on the coin, and like.
Yep.
And the spy master's
I
a
don't know.
bird.
And the birds, and the spy master is a bird.
Birds have excellent vision.
Birds do have excellent vision. Did you know that shit about how chickens see?
Do
Eyes,
they?
I think.
They
2
see?
eyes.
Chickens,
They
the
see
bird
real
that
lies.
gives birth every day. Real eyes, real lies, real lies. They see at like an absurdly high frame rate. Like a chicken is able to see detail, specifically detail related to movement, on like a level that humans cannot begin to conceive. It's fucking wild.
I think I learned recently that bugs can see like individual light particles.
That's remarkable.
Like as a source of light moves farther away, instead of fading into nothing, it starts appearing as like flicks of photons to them.
Oh, like when you
Wild.
actually accidentally turn on that the dissolve layer blending in Photoshop.
Or when you
Yeah.
pick up one of those canisters that has radioactive material in and it says, if you can read this, drop canister and run away.
I feel
Oh, the
like
film. Yeah. The
this is
photo
all
stuff.
stuff that in my mind, I'm like, this is terrifying. I would hate this. But if I were a bug, maybe I'd like it.
God, if I were a bug,
What if your
Would you still love
favorite
me?
thing?
Would you?
What if your favorite thing was watching the last photons of a
Yeah.
lit match fade away into the night?
Yeah. Damn.
Wow.
God, new Palisade character. We haven't met the Stargate
Gregor
yet.
Yeah,
Samsa.
branch. Yeah, we get a new branch that
New
is
Palisade
like
character.
Love
A bug.
Limbus Company.
Uh-huh.
Oh man.
All right.
Do we
Lowest
have bug
defiance in
people
2 seasons.
in the
Do we have
divine
bug-
cycle?
even Gardener.
Even
Gardner.
Gardner, we do absolutely.
count?
We have at least
Very
one bug
prominent bug guy.
Yeah, huge bug guy energy.
person. All right.
It does seem to be not ties. Do not seem to count.
Apparently.
Oh, and it wasn't tied anyway because the Baron's defiance is 0.
Oh, you're right. Okay, that's the actual problem here.
Well, that's the thing is that if the Baron's defiance doesn't go up at all, then the patricians cannot win.
I wonder if the Pats get to 0
be
though.
fine.
If that'll count though.
I think it will count if the Pats get to 0.
Okay.
This is you, Art.
Oh, sorry. I knew it. A few months in the luxury of the palace and Monarch Robin has gone soft. Don't we deserve a real Baron on the throne?
Baron Matthias, what are you holding?
These people cannot be satisfied. Like, this is a
Bagpipes?
country.
This is a
Bagpipes? A good Baron honking bag?
Damn.
The hardest instrument, except for the bag part.
Okay, Barons, get ready to vote. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Wait, I misclicked. Go. Wait. Here we go. Option A, modernization, goal, lower others' military. Option B, propaganda, goal, lower stability. Option C, gunpowder, goal, lower authority.
Oh, gunpowder sounds cool. But they all sound good. Just don't do modernization again. We've seen that twice.
I really do love how just because of how the game has to work, you lose all loyalty from the people that you were working with like 1 second ago as soon as you become
I mean,
king. It's like,
Makes you think.
It makes me think of
Real
that
life,
episode
real
of
life, real life.
Futurama where the kings are those like water people, and Fry accidentally drinks one, and there's like the hall of like kings, and there's like been thousands in the last like 3 years or something.
That's what Conodine's planning to do with the Fabriel Duchy.
Yeah, just have a king every like 4 days.
And just drink them by accident.
You think it would taste good?
What, drinking
Kings
a king?
taste good. Yeah, kings taste good.
No, kings taste bad. The power...
I think kings taste bad personally. I would just stay away from any sort of drinking of the monarch. Personally, I would just let the monarch chill in the castle.
I think you're a little biased here, Austin.
Yeah.
Okay, Pats, we're pivoting to the big straw plan.
Drink. Threadwalker in the chat says drinking.
That sounds like a Burger
the
King.
Burger King. Yeah.
Also, this is a monarch. We do not have a king on the throne.
We
right
don't.
now.
We have a monarch. That is correct.
Voting has closed.
But Drin Monarch doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
Voting has closed. What scheme should the barons pursue to overthrow the new monarch and place their preferred claimant, Matthias, on the throne? 109 nobles voted for C. Gunpowder. Coal. Lower authority.
The Republic of Kurth has this substance called gunpowder.
There we fucking go.
With enough of that, the barons could take over the kingdom. Of course, a sensible monarch would never allow one region to hoard such a thing. To do so secretly, the barons must ensure that their trading partners don't fear the monarch's wealth. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower authority to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Fuck. Shit. Okay.
Not great.
Okay, Your Majesty, these upstarts are saying they have a right to your throne. No doubt the nobles are already scheming. Matthias, long-lost nephew. Scheme
My
title,
nephew?
Gunpowder. Lower the... My honk-bag nephew?
My
What
honk
did you call
bag
it?
playing nephew?
Motherfucker brings his honk bags to the coup?
No, okay, wait a second. I like a good honk bag performance. Sorry, my old accent almost just started slipping out. I was thinking about the honk bag, the long nights, the square dance, and all that stuff. And my accent, I'm trying to have a more capital, just no accent. But my time in the baronies really came back to me thinking about that honk bag.
Yeah.
Anyway, who else wants to kill me?
Cole, lower the kingdom's authority to 4 or less in 2 seasons. The easiest way to describe this is in 2 seasons' time, at the end, the game will test, is the kingdom's authority 4 or less? It currently is. At that point, the scheme will progress to step 2. Luda, questionable claimant. Scheme title, Possession. Lower your own defiance to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Ditto. Looking good. Alex, embittered step-sibling. Wow.
That motherfucker.
Scheme title, Doppelganger, have the lowest defiance in 2 seasons. Not currently there yet, but on their way. T. Schmitzy64 in the chat asks, is this the game we can join in on? Yep, you can join at any point by typing !join, space, and then a pronoun in singular. Let's end the season.
Embittered step-sibling is the funniest one you could be, I think. Embittered step-dad would be funnier, but I don't think they could do that.
Stepdads come embittered, so I don't know. Maybe step siblings
default.
aren't always embittered, so I think.
Right.
Older and Gayer in the chat says, Jack, please turn streamer mode on for Discord. I don't know why I would want to do that.
Streamer mode, turns off Discord notifications and, private information. When you're streaming.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it was off, but it was on. And it was actually KB messaging me. I'm so sorry. I'm getting Discord bloops.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I had not
The
heard...
bloops are one thing, but it also blocks content of messages and stuff like that.
Oh, I see. Cool. Well,
accidentally streaming stuff that you don't want to stream.
Let me see how I turn that on. I don't know how. Oh well. Let's keep going. End season. Chat says, hi KB. KB is not here.
If you wanted to, I could show you where it is.
Not right now.
Okay.
We'll take a break in a little bit and do it then, maybe.
We got options here, Austin. A proposition, a dynasty event called Dead Collection.
We're going to start with the Honor Guard. That's
Okay,
who we're going to
sounds
start
good.
with, actually, today.
I wonder who that's for.
As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards that counts with Knights of the Order of the Drowned Roses.
That sounds cool.
The patricians with the champion gladiators from the arena, and the barons offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. You have plenty of money. They'd be loyal to coin above all.
I'm gonna keep the coin close for the foreseeable future because of some unpaid debts.
Hire hunks.
That's your pitch? Can I get a pitch from everybody, actually? So yours is
Hire
hire.
hunks.
That's like, can I get like a slogan? Hire hunks is yours.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Nailed it in one.
Barons and counts.
The rabble won't honk back when you have our honk bag hunks.
So we got
Wait,
two
you have
hunk
hunks
pitches.
too?
And that's
Bullshit.
That Arts is, Arts
call them
is the
honk.
honk bag team, so that one makes sense.
Count?
Look, I'm all Dayquil. It's not.
I get you.
Life is a dead flower floating on the pond.
Wow. On the pond.
I've made my decision. You know.
All right, what are we doing, my liege?
I've made my decision.
I thought that.
We're going with the. You know what? We're going with the Eastern Knights. I feel like I need some emo goth motherfuckers around me because I'm so good spirited. I need to be brought down to earth a little bit. You know what I mean? I need some of that like, woe is me type energy in this court.
Did anyone think Janine was going to do all of Like a Prayer?
Oh, Tiny Toe Beans, Baroness Tiny Toe Beans. This is you, Odd.
Blood hell, Your Highness. How could you choose them?
It's fine.
I am not changing this voice with the gender of the Baron. This is it. This is what you get
The whole time.
on sick day 4.
Defiance is now insolent. Defiance is now cordial. Defiance is now aloof.
Oh, Malakiel in the chat, honkbag himbos is definitely what I should have come up with.
There's good flow on that.
That's really good.
I will make the arrangements at once.
Really cool big honk bags.
The knights arrive a few weeks later. They are all
so
extremely
cool.
pale and extremely polite. The commander introduces herself with a florid bow, with a florid bow. She presents you with a florid bow before reading out a poem she has written for the occasion. And as we all know, Janine, the poem goes...
When your skin is fallow in the grave, look to the sky and then behave.
Beautiful.
For when your time is
still
come
going.
and gone,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
there will be nothing left but a song.
Oh, yeah,
Not
great.
enough skin poems is what I'm always saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, not enough
I
skin.
think
There are so many.
Verse
it's sort of a
2.
metaphor. Yeah, it's sort of like a metaphor poem, I think, I think that's nice.
Are those
have.
allowed?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my first rules as a monarch
Cool.
made metaphors.
Metaphors
legal.
reinstated.
Hey, we're gonna do a proposition.
Ah, wait, hang on. These might intersect.
Did I hear a voice for the treasurer?
No, Dre was doing the treasurer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, or right, because the treasurer is sort of a patrician, right? That was the thought was green.
Marshall's kind of a baron. Spymaster's
Should
kind of
I?
a count.
Right, but
Oh.
we can do whatever we want to do. Yeah.
Your Majesty, I have an idea. The best since lined parchment, I dare say.
An expedition.
An expedition.
To Chur.
Bless you. Teacher.
To Chur.
Sure. Who's that?
The vastness of Chur, Your Majesty. The great,
vastness of Chur.
unexplored, and untamed continent far across the Eastern Sea. Chur!
Bless you.
Sure.
Bless you.
Chur!
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Sure.
You have a
think
lot of
Monarch's
wealth
gonna
at the
sue
moment, Your
us.
Highness. It's just sitting around collecting dust. Why not make a sound investment and send explorers?
Oh. Bless you.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Who knows what they might find? Treasure, rare materials, ancient history, a new disease?
Is that what you have? Is that why you're sneezing?
I've never been to Chichur.
Bless you.
Teacher! Now I know what you're thinking. Robin, monarch of the kingdom, weren't you afraid of this debt thing? I am, and that's why I'm sending people to Chur to help us pay back this debt. That sounds like a fine idea.
What could go wrong?
Her eyes light up from behind her spectacles.
Wonderful news. I shall make preparations immediately. Expect a brief on your desk very soon.
Well, that no numbers went down.
No numbers went down. Not,
All right, debt collection.
not yet.
Personally, I think it's silly to collect the debt on me because it was the previous ruler who took it. It should be them that has to pay it.
Austin, isn't this a famous point of concern between the patricians and the counts? Or the patricians and somebody? I don't have to pay debt that my grandfather did?
That sounds like a thing for nobles. I'm the monarch. I care about monarch issues at this point, and the issues with the people, not really noble issues anymore. I kind of had to stop caring about those when I became monarch. So,
Greetings, Your Majesty. I'm here on behalf of Salvant and Gaul to collect what we are owed.
Ah.
there it is. Monarch Agrippa owes you money, not me.
The loan was guaranteed by your treasury. It technically doesn't matter who sits on the throne. You owe us a grand total of 3,750 gold.
This is fucking great. This is very much this school of narrative design being like, the options here aren't just pay them or don't pay them. You could also theoretically try and extend the loan.
Here's what's going to happen. We're going to pay the loan. Here you go, good sir. We're going to roll with it. We'll find money.
Wow.
It's gonna, you know what? If I do, listen, what was my entire promise? Golden age. We cannot go into a golden age by going deeper into debt that will eat us from the outside.
Yeah.
A pleasure doing business with you.
Barons pay their debts.
Austin, when he sings This is a Golden Age, do you think he's talking about the monetary value of the gems that birds extract from behind people's eyes?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. Treasury is now 1050.
Good year.
Good year. Oh, fucking hell. All right. This is early. It's time for an auction. The auction is interesting. You can... Not yet. When we hit start auction, you can fund it by typing !fund XY, where X is the character code and Y is the amount you're pledging. If, for example, you wanted to fund the library, you would type !fund space C space 500. You are funding with your personal money. We can see that Norepinephrine is doing very well here. Frazzloid is at the top. Two interesting things to note about...
really well.
Is Jess on this list?
Jess is Swizzle Malarkey.
Wow, Jess, sound investments. You got money in spades. That's a little joke because you have a spade as your icon. Two things are interesting about an auction. The top 2 funded buildings will be built. And it is a set amount of time. We can't let this run down. It ends when it ends. I believe it's a 30-second vote. Also worth saying that you can vote for people other than yours. Barons don't just have to vote for these, but, for example, if you vote for this one, only the Baron's military will go down. Everybody ready? Let's go.
Yeah.
Excited to see what we're going to add to the kingdom's infrastructure here. So many interesting options.
Classic Yimby King.
Oh, this is a pretty classic, the two factions teaming up on the one faction. Remember, the top 2 buildings get built, Baron, so you don't have to go all out for this. If both of them get built, it'll just cancel out to right where we are right now.
Depressing.
Hey, besties, good job.
They would have to get a third building.
Right, you'd have to now, with only about 20 seconds left, throw all your money at a third one.
The
in
auction
such a way that it
is so
becomes...
fun because the barons the nobles fuck it up basically every time.
Wow. I felt a little targeted.
Yeah, I'm playing for the monarch, and the monarch should win.
We're playing. I guess you're playing for the monarch. I'm playing for the people of the kingdom as their monarch, and that's a little bit of our difference.
Interesting.
I'm working for the weekend, is what I'm doing.
Okay, we have funded the White Lotus Theatre. I love that show. I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's apparently good. This is the White Lotus 7 Theatre. An authority goes down 1. Thank you, Art. However, the Counts of Ocado has funded...
We got the Cado Monument.
Cado Monument.
Wow.
It's a monument of Cado guiding a group of people through a destiny raid. Really effectively.
Yeah.
Can we go back to where I could say what I think of White Lotus?
Yeah, what do you think of White Lotus, Keith?
It's all right.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Fair enough. Okay.
But like solidly all right, I think.
Yeah, it's
On a firm footing as all right.
It has really high points and then some like boring points, and I'm just like, it's sort of like, you're doing too much of this is soundtrack. Can we get some stuff that's happening that
Are you
isn't
saying
tense
that
music
literal,
over a boring
literal
scene?
music? Too much of this is soundtrack.
Yeah. They're doing the soundtrack is doing way too much heavy lifting.
I'm fine with that because that's how the check cashes.
Finding a spouse. Getting right to it. No, it's going to be a little while.
Your Majesty,
He's back.
it's important that you find a spouse sooner rather than later.
There it is.
I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference? Men, women, or do you not mind?
Can I just ask you a question first, Chancellor, before I give my answer here?
Anything, literally anything, my monarch.
How are things going with your relationship?
Extremely good. We are having tons of sex.
Any babies coming in the future? Are y'all looking to have kids? Like, what's the situation?
God, I hope so, but I do not understand the biology.
That's fair. Anyway, I'm any, so including if you know any fish, I'd be
I'm eating loads of fish. I will set you up with a fish.
God, is Nettie gonna show up and like put me in a headlock for ousting the previous king who was their friend?
Oh my god, what if midway through Nettie just shows up and kills you?
That would be so sick.
Nettie cool.
No warning, game ends. This is you, Gilbert.
Oh,
Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer.
An easy enough decision. You'll marry into the barons as we agreed before you took the throne, right? Right?
Y'all gotta find new strategies. It's not really working. Itching for a fight.
Oh my god.
You gotta save the big thing for the climax of any given season.
Oh, let's get to the fireworks factory. Your Majesty, we in the March have finished a complete reorganization of our new army. It truly is a powerful beast now.
Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, very lovely. Love the in some ways it's my crowning achievement, you might say.
Shut up.
Moreover, I was hoping the crown might be willing to host some military exercises. The soldiers are restless.
Can you define exercises for me?
We just need a suitable campaign to whet our swords and spears. An unbloodied army isn't worth its salt, I say. This is getting to be a little the American dream, dusty roads.
It is a little
Putting hard times on
Daddy.
the kingdom.
Could I just make a quick request? Could I get wet our swords and spears one more time, but with the H audibly pronounced in wet?
Wet.
Oh, I see.
Our
Okay,
swords
fair
and
enough.
spears.
That's it. I think it is not my place to make this decision. Let's see what the council thinks.
Wow.
And I mean, that means no, too. It means I'm not saying no. Let's see what the council thinks.
Instead of a costly war, Your Highness, we could establish mercenary companies that fight abroad and take a healthy cut of the profits.
I see.
The war economy.
The war economy.
I've invented a thing called the war economy.
Or, Your Majesty, or if Your Majesty wishes to gain something more than gold, we should use our might as intended and
Wars
make inroads into Dvalin, whose meager army will surely be no match.
Set laws for voting! How can the crown help the barons provide their new troops with suitable field training? A. Establish mercenary companies loyal to the barons. B. Start a border dispute with Dvalin. C. Embark on a full-scale invasion of the Ashmodean Empire. Or D. Deny the barons their foolhardy exercises.
Folks, we want to go to Char, not Shar. Shar from Guns. We want to go to Char. It's going to cost us money. We got to pay for that somehow. I'm going to Monarch's Choice A here. I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm not trying to veto anything. There's some stuff here that would look great to veto, obviously. But, just putting where my money where my mouth is, my mouth where the money is also because of how we need to pay to go to Char.
Worth saying here, establishing a mercenary company will lower somebody's military, raise the treasury by 1,000, lower defiance, and raise personal wealth, presumably of the barons, by 150. A Dvalin border dispute will lower defiance, lower stability, and raise authority. An Ashmodean Empire attack would lower defiance, lower stability, and raise authority. And Baron denial will raise defiance.
I'm curious if the current avatar of the barons has anything to say about the fundraising attempts of the current monarch.
Oh, I would love to see someone hire a wizard. So I am not against the treasury getting some more money if that is what it takes to finally see someone use a wizard to solve some problems around here. I am sick of the mundane solutions to problems I am offered.
Great. Ready to go?
Let's do it. Unless anyone else has anything to say. Oh,
shit,
nope,
we're off.
okay.
Vote ye besties. Oh man.
Sorry, Sylvi.
It's okay. Maybe I came on too strong. Should have said oomfies. I don't
Should have
know.
said oompies instead of besties.
Yeah.
It's tough. This is,
I get
this is
attacked very
difficult.
quick, so it's like,
The oomphy to bestie pipeline.
God.
Your Majesty, surely you should stop the vote by now.
People are voting.
Oh,
Whoa! That wasn't me. What are you doing?
That was me.
That was you.
I did
Unbelievable.
No, it wasn't
not close.
It wasn't a coup, especially KB just came in and gave me some pretzels in a bowl, so I was a little out of it.
It was a pretzel press. Okay.
Okay.
Am I wrong that it wasn't close?
No, it wasn't. But I like when people are voting still actively. I'm happy to have them continue voting.
Okay.
If it's done, it's done.
This was
but
gonna win.
It looks like it was gonna win. This is what I wanted. I'm happy. I'm happy with it. But just want to make sure it's clear I wasn't playing any games here.
Voting has closed. How can the crown help the barons provide their new troops with suitable field training? 177 nobles voted for A. Establish mercenary companies loyal to the barons.
You give royal assent to the creation of new mercenary companies. Owned by the barons of the March, these companies fight in Ashmead and other lands where wars are plentiful. Military has now dropped to mighty. Everyone's
damn good.
satisfied. The barons get their exercise, and you get a portion of the blood money. Treasury is now 2050. Beautifully handled, my liege. I think that all this stuff with Salvant and Gaul, you did great. Defiance is now loyal. Some barons'
Do they
wealth
call
is
it
increased.
blood money because like Ashmedian people put blood in their money or something? I don't get why it's called that personally.
I think it's because of the killing, my liege.
But that's not where the money comes from. The money is printed in a big press. Anyway, the expedition to Chur.
Your Majesty, I have those plans we discussed for the expedition to Chur.
Are we almost ready to leave?
Not quite, Your Highness. There are still important decisions to be made.
I wish there was a third option here that was like, I'm excited about seeing these options. All right, show me.
First,
Oh,
we
this is going to
decide
be fun.
who has the honor of building your ship.
Tell me about patrician ships because they're like sea coastal people.
Beach vibes.
Beach
The
vibes.
patricians offer to construct a mighty galleon in your name. It will be pricey, but unmatched in quality.
Oh, if ever there was a boat party moment in chat, you know, we're really.
Yeah, can we get some?
Oh, there it is. It's already
those,
started.
chat?
please.
Yeah.
All right, well, what's up with the accounts?
The Counts have promised a beautiful and ostentatious design, something they call a carrack. It's as expensive as it sounds, however.
So these are all going to be expensive, but
Well, we'll see.
you don't want to skimp on cost vis-a-vis
I
a
get
boat.
you. Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of things to buy here, is my suspicion.
The patrician's ship sounds like you're getting your money's worth.
That's
the
what
carrack
I'm
maybe
thinking.
sounds like you're not getting.
Ostentatious isn't really what I need. Baron ship? And I like
Want to show up in a crummy ship.
No?
The Marcher Lords are by no means expert shipbuilders, but they've offered to make a sturdy cog, and they'll do it for free.
I'm
Cog.
Googling cog.
Three
It's like a
sounds
10th
extremely
century ship. They were clinker built, generally of oak.
Oh, well.
I was going to say that boats are the spaceship of this time, but that thing sounds like a
The minivan.
little red wagon. So
I've heard enough about the ships.
I wonder
I
what
so
the
wish I
cost of
could-
these are.
Yeah, well, here we go.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Yikes.
Listen, you don't want to skimp on your boat, you know?
Uh-huh.
Last thing you want to do
Wow.
is get out there and whoop, there's a hole in it.
Maybe you should just go for the free boat, though.
I think it's worth getting the beautiful carrack.
That seems...
Cog.
The cog
me?
is going to be a disaster.
The cog is going to be a disaster.
You don't know. What are you, you're a boat master now?
No, but I'm from
Yeah,
the barons,
idiot.
and the barons don't know about boats. If we knew about
make
boats, we
great
would have been...
boats. Beautiful cogs.
Yeah. The Monarch knows the shipbuilder, and they are not a
Yes.
shipbuilder.
I think we got to go with the carrack. I know we're about to get fucked on money
boy.
again. Like it's tough. I'm sorry to the patricians. If you could knock a
it's
couple
fine.
hundred off the prices, I think that would be. Are there other
it's nice
options?
to be in a situation
What
where
are
I'm not
the-
the pretty useless thing.
Wait, what are the other options?
What were the? I don't remember the big.
Oh, no.
Okay, I've heard enough about the ships. I see. No, like
Okay,
we're not going to go down to $50. We lose if we hit $0, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, no, we're going to do $1,500 for the carrack.
We lose at the beginning of the next season if we hit 0, Austin.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
All
get
right.
you.
But the banker might show up again. You can just
Yeah.
go to the banker.
Yeah.
It'll be the next Monarch's problem.
Just saying, speaking from experience, $50 can go a long way. So, like,
Yeah.
I think you've made the wrong decision
I
here.
feel you. I get you. I'm going to see if I can get y'all involved in some other parts of this thing that's going to cost us too much money.
Defiance is now cordial. Treasury is now 550.
Plenty.
Ah, fuck.
Tell me about the volunteers.
So now we're looking for the crew.
Volunteer sounds free.
Volunteer sounds free.
Volunteer sounds free.
Fuck.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm volunteering to be hired
Damn.
for this job.
Uh-huh. Keith?
Oh, that's me. Unfortunately, the best of them come at a price. Experienced trade ship captains and their crews would be ideal. but won't be free.
I hope they give me a chance to make some decisions afterwards about like moving the money around.
You
There are
might be
also
too broke.
those
I might be.
in the Navy who are equally experienced,
Oh,
but enlisting them would reduce our naval
Oh.
strength for a time.
Okay.
Easy choice. You could also levy amateur peasant crews or even use prisoners, but I don't know how much you could trust them to get where they need to go.
Oh my god.
It's Navy time, baby.
We're hearing
Navy
it's
time.
Navy time, baby.
That's what it says on the side of the ship.
All aboard the It's Navy time, baby.
See, and now we're getting the coast involved. See, I told you, Sylvi, we're going to get you involved.
Yeah,
in this process.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Boat party.
Fucking-
Boat party.
Boat
Military
drafty.
party.
is now capable.
You dunk a monarch in a river, and all of a sudden they think they're an expert on these seas.
If I
you
had
know?
500 more bucks, I would have gotten your cool ship. I would have.
I'm just saying.
All right, there's one more thing. Here we go.
You could have told that banker to go stuff it.
Mm-mm. Keith?
The ship will be large enough to house additional expedition members or store extra cargo if you wish to send across the sea.
Huh.
She hands you a list indicating that there's room on the boat to fit in 2 options. And the options are scholars, soldiers, horses, priests of the ninth god, and gold.
Now, what would scholars bring to the expedition?
Well, if I can guess, Janine told us one time that ships are the spaceships of the sea. And I know someone who famously said that they should have sent a poet.
Yeah, it was that little freak E.T.
There's that little freak E.T.
They should have sent a poet, he said. Yeah.
said poet.
I forget that ET's voice is so disgusting.
I think you found your new treasurer voice.
Quail University will be
No.
Quail University will be interested in whatever we find in Chur. It is a vast, unexplored wilderness, after all.
The ET voice like smells like garbage. I don't know how else to explain
No,
it.
what you
ET
mean.
definitely smells like garbage.
Well,
and,
the
like, hot
voice
plastic.
itself does, even.
No, it's
Yeah.
like it gives me synesthesia.
Yeah, I get you. Why bring the priest of the ninth god?
There's no telling what horrors might be found in Chur. It is likely a lawless, godless place. We'll surely need the protection of the ninth god.
Soldiers? What's up with those?
The barons are volunteering some of their finest warriors for the journey.
It seems like a
Chur is an unknown, but almost certainly dangerous place. It would be prudent for our expedition and investment to have protection.
Now, this is
We
kind
will
of
throw in the honk bags for free.
free honk bags. Put that down on the note. They do say free honk bags. This
When
is
they
kind
came, they brought honk bags.
of they played them. This is kind of
we saw, we conquered.
honkered, right? Yeah. This next question's kind of rhetorical, but what would it mean to put gold in the hold?
It may sound far-fetched, Your Majesty, but there is every possibility that Chur is inhabited.
Come on.
With valuables,
way.
we could trade with the locals
Right,
for whatever
right.
secrets or rare resources they possess.
And now, last one: horses. Horsies?
To bring horses, of course.
I want to bring horsies
Who
Chur
is
is
your
a
favorite
vast place.
horse on the boat?
on the boat. Who's your favorite horse on the boat? I'm ready to make my choices. Sorry, Ed, finish this.
Larger than Elrusia and Ethos combined, your expedition will benefit from moving quickly.
I'm ready to make my choices.
These all seem like most of them seem like fine options. I don't know why you'd bring a
Let's
priest.
see what the costs are.
Very good. What should we take?
Oh, we're taking horses. We're riding horses out there.
Wow. Barons on honkback.
I think this is you, Keith.
Fantastic. Hopefully the smell won't unnerve the crew too much.
Horse boat.
And what will you choose for the final room on the ship?
The room on the ship. Oh my God, there's so much to do.
Put the horse in just like a room? Just like that.
The horse room.
Oh, we get 2. Interesting. I think our soldiers are busy right now with being mercenaries. I'm going to send scholars. Scholars on horses.
Excellent. Let me just write that down. I will forget. Fantastic. I think that's everything. I shall get to work immediately, Your Majesty.
She picks up her scribbled notes and diagrams and hurries out of the room, her spectacles bouncing slightly on her nose. The ship is completed in record time. Clearly the Counts are eager to impress. You see it off from the harbour by the end of the season.
By the end of the season, they must have had this like mostly done.
The crew, all the better nods have gotten for the cog. The crew are eager and the ship looks sturdy. You can only hope they bring back something worth the investment. Or come back at all. End of the season.
Well, this is fun.
That's very exciting. Oh, wait, where is Chur?
East, right? They said east?
East.
They did say east.
Damn.
Yeah, we don't know. Oh, what if it appears? If the map gets bigger?
Wow.
That
I'll
would
lose
be
my mind.
incredible. I don't
That
think
would
it
be
will
so
happen, but it
sick.
would be so good. God, it would be great. Okay, I'm hitting end season. Hidden in a labyrinth beneath an eastern castle, a pair of counts meet to speak of their schemes against the monarch.
I think someone has to do that one because the other one is
Luda.
Luda.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm there. Monarch Robin trusts us counts more and more. Yesterday we met for afternoon tea, and they even said they'd invest in our beekeepers.
Lamentably, even if the monarch trusts us, the archbishop does not.
For the next stage of their scheme, the counts must lower their faith to 4 or less in 4 seasons.
Wait. Don't they need the archbishop to trust them?
Yeah, this is the opposite of trusting.
No,
That's
no,
the
it's the people's faith in the religion, not the religion's faith in.
No. That's my point. Why? How is having low faith going to get the archbishop to trust them?
I think it's the people's willingness to trick the archbishop.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think
That
that's
makes
the case.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Anchored a few miles from the sunny coast, Lady Patrician Tea with Dragons has invited her closest confidants aboard her yacht.
Presumably dragons. What an utter disaster of a year. Not only are we clashing with the monarch on a daily basis, our relationship is the worst in the entire kingdom. The spy master will never trust us at this rate. How goes the search for the lookalike?
Not well.
Not well. Best I've found is a peasant with the wrong shaped nose, wrong colored eyes, and a wooden leg.
Don't let that discourage you. Keep searching. Our doppelganger is out there. I'm sure of it.
The patricians' aim is to be the region with the lowest defiance, which they're not doing very well at. Amidst dark and foreboding fortress forests, a small squat castle stands watch over the Marcher border. There, at the end of a kingdom, alongside a bunch of disgruntled shipbuilders, a plot is hatching.
Look here, our first shipment from Girth,
says Baron Mad Laughter.
Incredible. May I see inside?
Careful with that torch, you fool! You'll blow us to smithereens!
Oh my god.
So this is the fabled black powder.
Incredibly powerful, but we'll need much, much more to put you on the throne.
For the next stage of the Baron's scheme, they must raise their trade to 5 or more in 4 seasons. This fucking
It's a
sucks,
race.
Austin.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I
this
said
is a
go with the
rough
flow.
one.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh, tax time.
Yeah. We need some cash, y'all. Here's the thing. We unfortunately need some cash. Can we see more of how much people? Can we see the noble list?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we see the noble list really quick? Yeah.
It's becoming clear.
I think I don't have a coin. I was gonna flip a coin. I think we're gonna have to tax the barons or the counts here. And that's just the way it is. The treasury is in a bad place.
You know, the barons have more money, but the counts have had it so good with money for so long.
And the counts are currently like being a big part of the trip, the Chur trip. We bought the ship from them and all that.
Yeah.
You know? So I think we're gonna. What do you think, counts?
Counts, you got anything to say about this?
Oh no, I was asking you, Jack and Keith.
They won't like it, but
none of them will.
Yeah, none of them are going to. We got to get the money.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get the money from the counts.
I think we 100% of the time tax the counts, and they always still have basically the most money.
They're
right
doing
now,
very
they're
well.
Slightly in second place.
Yeah. I hope it takes from the top and not, maybe it's everybody.
There's
Descent?
Definitely a few counts who are like, I have no money, please stop.
Descent at the arena, eligible options, and bankruptcy looms.
Eligible options, please.
Okay.
I have found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. You'll be securing a powerful alliance.
Yeah, I did a military coup. I know how this works. Let me see them.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's someone nice.
The Chancellor leads you to the Great Hall, where they've arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth.
Yeah, all right, let's see them.
They whisk away the cloth from the first portrait.
This is Vladim, the eldest heir to the Eastern Rickety Cat Dynasty. Apparently they had a hell of a time getting them to smile for this portrait.
Vladim Rickety Cat. Yeah. I think I know the name.
They've lost half the family fortune in the gambling halls, unfortunately. They got in some trouble with the Inquisition a while ago, but it didn't come to anything.
I don't really see what the fuss is all about, personally.
From the coast, we have Rhoda, the wealthy heiress to the Lord Patrician Jonah Bro's estate. I mean, just look at her. She's gorgeous. And apparently, she's got a silver tongue, too.
We could sell that if we need more money.
Right, yeah.
Damn.
Her interests are typical of the coast. Money, and making more of it. And apparently, she has a dark side, though I don't know much about that.
Like good dark side?
Like Sith dark side.
I like the sound of her.
Find out, winky face.
And finally, we have the March's offering. Felix, scion of the prestigious Boy-Lent Green bloodline. A typical baron, really. Loud and brash and self-absorbed, but mostly well-meaning.
Oh, yeah.
Like most of the barons, his great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from his crossbow. Oh, and he's not popular with the peasantry. Something about him sets their teeth on edge.
Sounds like a laugh to me.
What do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance.
I think I'm going Rhoda, the coastal candidate. I've made my decision.
Pesky.
Yeah.
I love how they do it. They set up literally everything. I mean, I know they made the game and it has to be this way, but I just like getting into the reality of this place. They constantly are setting up situations where you have to needlessly offend everybody.
Oh, it is what it is. Listen,
It's
you have to
just
make a
a
choice.
miserable way
that.
to have set something up.
People get it. You know, there's wins and losses. They understand.
Patricians...
Listen, in our last century of this kingdom, maybe even less than that, last 2 decades, every noble house has had a monarch on the throne. You know, so
but these have been schemes. This has not been.
That's also not true.
This is it's not, oh yeah, it
All
also
counts.
right. That's yeah. Well,
Rude,
okay,
rude.
yeah, true. I thought the count
Wow,
started
rude.
for some reason, but I
No,
forgot there was
no, that's not
that was
how it
just
works.
the Gianhenko dynasty. Apologies to the counts. That was apologies.
Who is
Anyway, in a
Gianhenko
world where
is
it's
a baron.
all schemes, nothing's a scheme. You know?
When it's all schemes, nothing's a scheme.
Yeah. Well, we haven't had. Wait, did we get a win? Did somebody win? I'm thinking of Jack. You're in KB's game, right?
KB and I
Y'all
won,
win?
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It was great.
Apologies to the counts. I truly was a moment of I slipped foolishly. Apologies. Let's go to church together.
Excellent. I'll make the arrangements. Not the church, to the wedding thing.
Yeah.
Descent at the arena or bankruptcy looms? I think I hear a distant voice that sounds a lot like the Monarch.
The treasury is almost empty, Your Highness.
What do you suggest we do?
Apart from raising taxes, we have precious few options. You can get a bank loan, or sell off the crown jewels, or perhaps crack open some of your predecessors' tombs. Most were buried with piles of gold.
Right.
Or so I've heard.
Right. Now here's the thing. I bet there's some cool stuff in those tombs.
Let's crack open a cold one.
Let's fucking
Let's crack open a cold one with the lads.
with the lads.
Boys'
My
night.
dead lad. I love my dead lads. Me and my dead lads.
Oh, me
know
and
that-
the dead lads. You know that video
Okay.
of the British guys hitting each other
This
with
is-
chairs?
Okay, that's not where I was going. You're going to a different British guy TikTok, but yeah, that one too.
Which
Oh
one
yeah, that's
were you
amazing.
thinking
Love
of?
the one with the chairs.
I was thinking of after the going to the pub after COVID lockdown is over.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Beveragino? Enjoying a little
yeah, yeah.
Beveragino?
And well, no, the singing one. The
your wish, I'll be,
I'll be
your dream, I'll be, your fantasy.
Yeah, it's that, but we're going into the tombs.
And all the skeletons are singing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As,
all right.
as we rob them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, here's the key. Are we going over to Chur and Tasmedia, as Ashmedian, the Ashmedian Empire, something like that, to take to pillage? Yes.
Yes.
Are we also pillaging from our own history?
Yes.
So it's
Absolutely.
fine.
So it's fine.
Oh,
Hey,
yes,
if that,
Cash.
It's like when
that
people
was still
say South
yours,
Park.
regardless of who's on the throne, the piles of dead money in the tombs are still
That's
yours. regardless of
exactly
who's on the
right.
throne.
Thank you, Treasurer.
It's not colonialism if you also do it to your own stuff.
Right. That's what the
Man
Viceroy
colonized
said,
his
right?
own home,
Yeah.
Shout out to Kenneth.
Oh, that motherfucker.
That motherfucker. Wow.
I have to tell Allie I have to do a pickup. 1 second. We can keep going. I can type this while we're going.
Time to crack open some tombs.
That buried gold isn't doing anyone any good, is it? Time to desecrate some graves.
Let's go.
Let's go. Desecration.
Wow, that was so much money.
We don't owe it to anybody. No one's gonna come
Desecration.
try to get this back from us.
Wow,
Oh,
a
I hope
boat's
someone
worth.
tries to come get it back.
Oh my god.
Are those Christmas bells I hear?
Who is ringling jingling Christmas bells in the distance?
I'm a jester.
Oh, wait. I have ringling jingling Christmas bells. They're just over here.
I don't think I have any. Yeah, I don't have anything that jingles.
I jingled Christmasly. You order the royal mausoleums dug into and looted. The result is quite a bounty. Gold masks with a message on the inside saying, "I will revenge anyone who reads these words." Heaps of coins, each with a single drop of vengeful blood in a vial in the middle, and precious jewels, such as the kill gems.
Look, we'll be haunted by a ghost from the past. We'll make them the gardener. It'll be fine.
Works every time.
Not everyone is as practical as your treasurer, however.
Come on.
The church denounce you as a grave robber. Nobles and peasants alike are disgusted by your greed. Defiance is now grumbling. Defiance
Don't
is now
bury-
aloof. Defiance is
listen.
now insolent. Stability
When I
is
die
now
at a
teetering.
nice old age, you can take my jewels. You know? Don't bury me with that shit. There's no use to me down there.
Wow.
That's my
Also,
favorite
everybody
John
wanted
Prine
to crack
song.
open the fucking tombs. Everybody wanted to do it.
Yeah, but then when you did it, I don't
It was a
know.
little. It got kind of like stinky and weird, and it's just like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm feeling like E.T.'s voice over
Do you
here.
feel
I
post?
feel a little. There's ET vibes.
Yeah, you feel
ET
post bevs with the boys regret.
You're right. Post-bad regret.
I
ET
shouldn't
stands
have
for
smoked that
entered
floor
tombs.
cigarette and then gotten smacked in the back by a chair.
Oh.
All right.
Also, you should, if you're interested in British videos of British people doing weird stuff in the vein of that, you should look up the video of the British man who tries to make limoncello. Moving on. Descent at the arena.
Time. Yeah. We already descended into some tombs, so I feel like we're going to be good to go.
A coastal gladiator named Onyx has become remarkably popular in the arena.
Marry Onyx.
Yeah, I heard he threw a whole ox across the stadium.
He's throwing even bigger words around these days. In his last match, he donned a crown and claimed he would be a better monarch than you would ever be.
That's just crowd work. That's just you're doing like fun bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you smell what the onyx is cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all a joke
Calm
for
down.
now, but it's still seditious, and he has a significant following. He, or the other gladiators, or even the patricians at large, may decide to take this further.
Can I talk to him?
By the ninth, I've never even heard of this Onyx person. Why would he speak against the crown?
I'm happy that he's able to, cut a good promo. Normally, these arena people these days, let me tell you, they don't know how to work a mic.
Spot monkeys.
That's right. I'm happy that Onyx is comfortable to speak freely.
5 Goldines nods approvingly, but it all comes down to the council's decision.
What do we got here?
Set
We haven't had a
laws for
vote in
voting.
so long.
What's that?
It feels like we haven't had a vote
Oh,
in
yeah, it
so
does,
long.
yeah. A. Leave Onyx to fight however he pleases. B. Noble patrician 5 Goldine shall fight Onyx in the ring to discredit him.
What?
C. The monarch will watch Onyx's next bout and intimidate him into silence. Or D. Arrange an accident for Onyx.
This is the first time this has shown up in the game. In this time around, it's worth saying. What this is a 40% chance of... So it's going to be testing stability, and there is a 40% chance of success. What are we thinking, Austin?
Let's see what people want. I'm ready to play. I mean, the only one here that I'm like genuinely that I have investment in not seeing in very, again, selfish terms is I would love to not try to assassinate Onyx by spending money we don't fucking have.
Right.
I would love to see the results of what happens if you try to intimidate Onyx
him
into silence.
I would love
that
to
we
see
might
Patricia
make
and
an
5
enemy.
Golden see
You're
it.
gonna fall in love.
That would be sick. That would be the best. I'd be happy with it.
I've come to the conclusion that every event in this game should somehow lead into like yaoi tropes.
Romance. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd be happy to be stared down from the.
That's what I call
arena.
romance.
Right, yaoi tropes. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yaoi or yuri, the two genres of romance.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm not vetoing. I don't have any Monarch's choice because all of these seem like if that's what the people want. I truly don't know where people are going to go either. Which is part
yeah,
of the
this
fun
is
thing
this
here.
is interesting.
I didn't see this coming.
No.
I didn't see that coming.
Me either. Wait, it's
This
not
is
over
such a
yet.
wild
this is
thing
not
to-
this is
to
a
do.
race.
They're a little bloodthirsty in the chat, you know?
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh,
Again, let's let this run just a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. Nobody's
I mean,
bringing me
this is-
pretzels.
This is only like
If
a
you're
third
still in
of the-
line, stay
Stay in line.
Yeah.
People are still voting.
This is really
No.
interesting.
Wow.
wow.
People are voting.
This is
Wow.
so
He really pulled back.
This is so wild. Like,
This
how
is
about you fight him?
wild. I'm not stopping the vote, folks, until it's.
Yeah, 400 of you or something still need to vote, or 300.
If you're
We're gonna sit here
listening
until all of
and
you
are
vote.
not here, this is a pretty fun big one. You should come back to the desk and vote or whatever.
Yeah.
Vote in your phone.
Because it's close. This could easily swing back to C.
yeah.
If you're listening through your headphones and you're on the back of the boat sorting out the fishing nets
No
because
one
the
missed
storm
it.
is
The
coming
vote
in.
is still. You could still vote. Someone just in the chat said I missed it. What's going on?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well,
You
there was a
can still vote.
gladiator who was talking shit about me, and it seems like the two leading options right now are have a
it's so
patrician,
close.
have a patrician fight the
Fight
gladiator on
in
my
your
behalf.
stead.
Yeah, or let me go and intimidate. And I'm happy with either of these.
Yeah. But it's close and it's fun. Both of these are
And
fun.
it's fun.
The chat
One
is
of them
also
is
Said no
pointing
one's
out.
bringing
wild.
pretzels, but everyone is clearly bringing pretzels to the fight.
Yes,
I would
they
love
are.
One way
some
or another.
pretzels. I want
That's-
pretzels so
I
bad.
just ate a
Yeah,
bag
we're
of
done. I'm
pretzels.
going
Pretzels
here.
are great.
Oh.
Bring me. I should have gotten pretzels. What do I
I
have?
had some
Shout
Miss
out to
Vicky's,
Martin's
salt and sugar.
handmade pretzels.
It's better than pretzels.
What's better than pretzels, Janine?
Miss Vicky's salt and vinegar chips.
Oh, those
I
are so
love
good.
salt and
Yeah.
vinegar chip.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm a
It
salt and
seems-
vinegar hater. I'm
It seems
sorry.
like
Whoa.
Hater.
stop coming in.
I'm a hater for a lot of things.
All right. It seems like
Damn.
it has stabilized. This seems. Oh.
Oh, oh.
Oh. I shouldn't have said shit. Okay.
Okay,
I
that's
think
it.
let's do a 10 count, and if it doesn't
Yeah.
move.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
One,
What? Yeah. Are we going up?
Two.
Yeah. I like it. Yep.
3, 4, 5, 4, 3,
Okay. Oh!
2,
Restart the count.
1,
It went again.
2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 1.
Oh my god.
Two.
Oh my god.
3, 1, 2,
We got
1,
5 vote merchant.
2,
6
3,
vote.
4,
Someone just vote for A.
5, 4, 3, 1.
This is. It's just such a close. I wish we had a button to do a runoff.
3,
Yeah, I wish there was a recount
2.
button.
1, 0.
Continue.
Wait,
We had a system. The system worked.
Voting has
How was it rigged? We
closed.
gave time for the other side to even try to come back. I wouldn't have to either.
Austin, this is why you can never trust these fuckers.
I
They'll
trust
say it's
them.
rigged even when you're
Yeah,
not
but
doing
they're
any
gonna come back
rigging.
but they're gonna come back
will
and vote
say-
for the next one.
This is probably gonna raise our defiance, Pats. So
We'll see.
Voting has
Well,
closed.
it could go
Should
well.
Onyx, the insolent gladiator, be allowed to carry on criticizing the monarch? 167 nobles voted for B. Noble patrician, 5 goldines, shall fight Onyx in the ring to discredit him. That's the Pokemon
It
music.
says that. Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah,
That's
thank
great.
you. Patricians?
what? Me? But I'm a noble.
Oh, up and at him. You'll do great.
Noble patrician 5 goldines hurries away. Over the coming weeks, they train beneath the best mercenaries money can buy. By the time the battle arrives, 5 goldines
Sick if you win.
is ready for action.
50-50.
It's a brutal fight, but Onyx loses to a special move that is quickly nicknamed
Wow.
the 5 goldines pile driver.
Let's
Got it for a second.
my
Got it for a
God.
second.
Can we get
5
Ruperts in the chat to
goldines.
represent someone violently
Wow.
destroying somebody else?
yeah, let's get Rupert's in the chat.
Never can
5
a
gold
touchdown
beans.
come.
Evolves into 5 Sea Kings.
What's next? Let's go. Oh yeah, there's the Ruperts. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, there's the Rupert's.
I saw some contempt in there, but I don't think that's accurate.
Losing to a noble is an embarrassment
Damn.
indeed, and Onyx slinks away in defeat. His name is soon a distant memory, and it is made clear that the arena is no place to criticize the crown.
Or some random noble will come and beat your ass.
I just realized that this was. I understood the 5 goldines part of the Pokemon thing, but I hadn't put together that Onyx was
But it
also.
was good, yeah.
Yeah.
That it was
Yeah,
goldines
really good.
versus
I mean, it is a
Onyx.
water type. Yeah.
Water. Yeah.
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 No, like
It was super effective.
Outnumbered as well. Like
Patricia's
5 of them?
5 Goldine's wealth has increased. What does a Goldine look like? I'm gonna look it
there
up.
were 5 of them.
Goldie looks
It's
like a literal
Fantasia
goldfish.
Oh, yep, I see it.
Fun face, fun expression.
little horn.
Goldine, one of the handful of Pokemon that I say the like cartoon noise for all the time because it just goes Goldine, 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 Goldine.
Do the Pokemon always say their own name, Keith?
Pretty much, yeah. They'll
Or, like,
do like
chunks of
a
it.
portion of their own name, repeat it a couple times, and then
Char,
say the
you
whole
know?
thing.
Yeah.
Pika Pika, etc.
Yeah.
But Goldine just says Goldine.
Goldine,
Except
Goldine,
Meowth,
Goldine.
who's a mouthy Jewish
Meowth
person.
says hello.
Also transgender.
I love another one that I do all the time is Staryu, which is just a guy yelling. He goes like, "Ah!" That's what a Staryu does. That is 100% accurate, as I'm sure everybody already knows.
Can I hear that one more time?
Ah!
Okay. Outside
Like a
the
Street
ring.
Fighter character quality to that.
Yeah, it sounds
I
like
can,
kind of
like-
Link in from.
Oh, it does sound like
Ocarina of
Link.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild stream where Keith does all the noises.
I can so clearly visualize the shapes that Keith's diaphragm has to make. To make that sound.
Maya and VO says, do a weeping bell.
Oh, I don't remember what Weeping Bell does.
I think it's
I think I like
low,
Bell.
isn't it? Bell, weeping bell.
That sounds like Gloom to me. Gloom is like gloom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right.
Weeping Bell has similar vibes to Gloom though, but like is the dry clown version of Gloom.
Love Gloom. Love the whole Oddish. Very underrated Pokemon, I think. And people like Oddish.
People like Oddish.
Oddish is
Still
my
underrated.
favorite Pokemon.
Oh.
Ooh.
I like
That's a
the
good
idea
one.
of Oddish because, as I understand it, he is about the size of the inside of a hollow Pokeball. So I can very clearly imagine throwing a Pokeball and the Pokeball just opening and Oddish having filled the entire space inside, just rolling out.
I
think
am
Oddish is-
posting a Staryu, a 10-second Staryu video in the chat for people
Great.
to.
Can we keep on rolling
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit?
yeah.
Outside the ring, the
As-
Patricia. Oh, go on, Janine.
I just wanted to say Oddish is maybe the only Pokemon I'd be comfortable eating. Anyway,
Yeah,
continue.
me too. Me too.
Oh.
I'll eat that little fucker. He probably tastes like a radish. Outside
Milk
the ring,
tank done.
the patricians make sure everyone knows that you made this happen with a simple command. Even the council sessions become a little more weak. I mean,
There's a great
meek.
TikTok channel where someone tries to figure out whether or not different Pokemon would be kosher to eat, and that's a lot.
Oh, wow. That sounds
I've seen
fascinating.
those. Yeah, those are fun.
And season.
Whew.
This is
Law
Gilbert.
time.
But what Austin and I can choose between is anonymous voting. How nobles choose to vote is hidden from the monarch's view. Doesn't work very well in this mode. Iron choice.
Yeah, well, you're already anonymous to us.
We mark our preferred voting option. If chosen, we gain +1 authority. And swing votes. After voting, nobles can change their mind and vote for a different option.
Well, we're not going to get another one like that.
We got to do. This is the thing. Iron choice is like the right choice here. Iron choice is clearly a good, powerful play. But I want to see swing votes in action because I've never.
Yeah,
seen
we've
it.
never seen it. I'm so
and
curious.
That to me is the reason I play video games. Is to,
Yeah.
What's the Arcane Kids
The
manifesto thing?
Let's see.
It's like I found it. The purpose of gameplay is to hide secrets.
Yep. Truly,
So-
I truly believe many things on this manifesto.
I thought the purpose of video games was to get sick headshots.
That's a secret.
That's a secret.
Oh, yeah, secret. Secret unlocked. Get
Oh
cool
shit!
headshot.
I mean, think about the first time you played Destiny and realized that the Vex headshots didn't mean anything, but their little milk chests were a headshot. That's hiding a secret.
My other favorite Arcane Kids manifesto item is make games you wish to see on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right.
I feel
Someone
like
should
we
make a
moved
Dreamcast
into the
game.
world of make games you wish
Yeah,
were
but
on
they
the
pre-
GameCube. But
they even pre that people were making games that they wanted to see on like the Game Boy for the longest time, right? And
Sure,
Arcane was
true.
being like, nope, we want the Dreamcast, mercenary income, the royal wedding, or a powerful
powerful
storm.
storm. That's fun. Let's save. Let's save the wedding for last. Let's go mercenary income, powerful storm, royal wedding.
This is you, Art.
Your Majesty, I have good news. Those mercenary companies we let loose into the wild, they're still returning profits. What a wonderful investment.
I'm so glad to hear it. Realistic dog.
What's realistic dog with you? Wait.
God.
I came here to give you your share, of course. Please take it.
Some barons' wealth has increased. Treasury is now 3450.
What did I say? I knew we were going to get through the hard times.
It's like the golden age never stopped.
It's right. We're in the golden age.
We're in the golden age.
The question remains, Your Highness, whether or not we call it quits.
What do you mean?
We sent them to Ashmead in order to blood them. They have more than proven themselves.
True.
We could bring them home and have them train our own military with their expertise.
I thought we sent them to make money.
A little A, little B.
Or we could put them back to work with the expectation of future profits. Maybe some wizard buy-in monies.
Right, I see.
Set laws for voting. Should the mercenary companies be maintained as they are or return to the march? A, maintain the mercenary companies as they are. Or B, bring them home to train the troops.
I'm in a monarch choice, bring them home. Let's bring them home. We had a mission. It was fix our treasury. We fixed the treasury. We are already going over to Chur. We're going to see what's up in Chur right now. Would love to not stumble into a war with the Ashmedian Empire.
Yeah.
Interestingly, both of these are checks on authority, and this is the slightly harder check.
It is. That makes sense to me. You know, it's harder to tell people to stop a thing once they're doing it.
The top one is a 60% authority check, and the bottom is a 50% authority check. Should we do it?
Let's do it. Now you can vote. If you already voted, I'm sorry. You have to wait a little bit to vote again.
30 seconds.
Interesting.
Ooh, damn. While this vote is going through, we already hit the first redo of the sub goal that I set.
Oh,
and
wow.
We've almost hit the second one that I set.
This is tight
25.
again. Stay in line.
Stay in line.
And we'll see how it shakes.
I didn't think people would go against your monarch's choice. You have so much.
People have their own things. Like all the barons are want to go do this. This makes sense to me. I was gonna say it was out of reach, but then holy shit!
Oh my god!
Oh,
Wow.
what a charge!
Huge charge. And new type woman gifted 5 subs.
Oh whoa!
God damn!
Cool.
Oh.
This is very exciting.
This is very exciting.
All right, I can.
B is still pulling ahead. You go ahead and set up a new goal. I think we call it. It's kind of here. I already voiced what my interest was. This is, I'm pretty open about that. Oh, it's still moving.
There's another vote.
Whoa.
Still moving. Are they going to claw it back?
Of course,
you
our
cannot change your
favorite
votes on
way.
this one. We didn't activate that thing, so you cannot change votes on this.
Of course, our favorite way to have people support the show is to go to friendsoftheTable.cash, the Friends of the Table Patreon. And you get a bunch of rewards, and we get what was it? A 600% higher cut of the profit split.
That is
Let's
true.
not think about it like that.
Twitch takes 600% more or
There
something.
you go. Jeff Bezos put 600% more in.
I think it's fair for the people that watch us a lot,
Jack, go
listen
ahead.
to us, to want
This
us
feels
to
dumb.
get more of the money that they're spending. I think that makes sense.
Close one. Incredibly close.
Very close one.
And now let's see if this fucks us, right? Because we could roll the dice and get screwed.
Voting has closed.
You can say
Should
no.
the mercenary companies be maintained as they are or returned to the march? 184 nobles voted for B. Bring them home to train the troops.
Oof.
Love the troops. Bring them home.
Rosemary M notes, I've never seen all 3 factions so divided on one vote. Me either. Hey, look at that.
You send word to the mercenaries ordering them back, Before long, they return to the march, where they are hailed as heroes. Authority challenge succeeded. Military is now unbeatable.
God damn, y'all.
They spend their time training other greener troops up and
Look at
down the
that.
kingdom. You know their experience will come in handy further down the line. Military is now strong. Military is now mediocre.
Posting dubs.
You
Let's
want
see
to go
what the
north?
storm is about. Yeah, before the wedding.
It's like rain
This sucks.
on your wedding day.
Sorry, 1 second.
The free ride.
Who is that?
Already paid.
Good advice.
Oh, okay.
You just won.
Just didn't take.
It figures.
Ironic.
Oh. A powerful storm.
A powerful storm. A terrible storm has struck the east. Tragically,
little
many
unclear.
houses have been.
It's coming through.
A terrible storm has struck the east. Tragically, many houses have been swept away in the floods, and the roads are totally impassable.
I wouldn't laugh about it. I mean,
It was a cackle. It's not a laugh. It's different. I do it when I'm nervous.
Set laws for voting. How can the council help the East recover from the terrible storm?
or we're gonna
A,
veto C. Sorry, go
Spare
ahead.
no expense in rebuilding what was lost. B. Send extra troops from the coast to clear the roads. C. The East will have to fend for itself.
Not happening.
Or D. Ask the church to lead the relief efforts.
Wizard. The wizard should fix this.
Sorry, Art. I'm so
we
sorry.
don't have the wizard.
These are pretty intricate, so I'm just going to go down them top to bottom. Spare
Yes,
no
please.
expense will reduce the treasury by 1240. It will lower defiance, it will raise authority, it will raise trade, and it will raise farming. Send extra troops from the coast to clear the roads will move defiance up and down. Some peoples will go up, but some peoples will go down. It will lower military, it will raise trade, and it will raise farming. The East fending for itself will raise defiance and lower stability, and ask the church to lead the relief efforts would launch a completely useless 10% faith test that we would almost certainly fail.
10. Jeez. I thought it was a 30%. 10 is brutal.
Are we ready?
Let's start the vote.
Yeah, I think the Baron should vote D and punish this faithless monarch for his
God.
betrayal of Baron.
What betrayal? We all just made money with you. We're all having a
You
good
didn't
time.
pick our spouse.
Oh,
You're still
I see.
caught up on that?
Yes,
He had honk bags.
he had
like
love
road-
bags.
Gorgeous.
They weren't big enough.
Oh, he
hitting
had
the button
soprano honk bags. People are baritone honk
See how
bag.
this goes. I think A is going to take it here.
If you're in line, stay in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember
about B,
the honk
but-
bags.
Is that what? Is that the call to arms?
Remember the honk bags.
I'm closing my eyes because I don't want to see in the chat if someone said soprano honk bags is their Bluff City name.
Oh, someone did, yes.
Oh no.
Almost by default, right?
Putting my hands
Okay.
on my hips and shaking my head.
Let's go ahead and hit continue here. This is done. I've seen enough.
Voting has closed.
Voting has closed. How can the council help the East recover from the terrible storm? 158 nobles voted for A. Spare no expense in rebuilding what was lost.
Love to see the nobles come together.
Gold flows from your treasury like water from a burst dam. Unlike water
They don't
from the
need
burst
that. They
dam.
don't need any more of that.
In no time at all, the East's roads have been repaired and its houses rebuilt, and if money could bring back the dead, you'd have done that too. Treasury is now 2210, defiance is now aloof, stability is now stable, trade is now wealthy, farming is now rampant.
Can you imagine that speech in front of these people with their homes like all swept by the storm, being like, the money will flow to your community like water from a burst dam?
Shit. All right. Royal
a real
wedding.
George W. Bush.
Yeah.
Listen, the gallows humor, where else can you get away with it but in the East?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Previous monarchs built a lot of gallows in the east and then hanged a lot of counts. Your wedding to Rhoda is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party.
That's 8 days, man.
It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Rhoda at your side.
Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
Then I pronounce you married in the eyes of the kingdom.
After the wedding, of course, there's a feast, and after the feast, a dance. Your new wife, Rhoda, laps up the attention, delivering a witty speech in which she flatters you outrageously. Stability is now civil, authority is now commanding, defiance is now aloof, defiance is now cordial, defiance is now cordial. By the time you find yourself alone with Rhoda, it's past midnight, and you have never felt more tired.
Sylvi?
Oh. You danced so very beautifully. It was such a wonderful day, wasn't it?
I agree with her.
You endure a
Yikes.
long conversation in which Rhoda seems determined
no.
to flatter you
Brutal.
relentlessly and agree
Should've
with
pushed back.
everything you say.
I think this is what we got last time, too.
By night's end,
yeah,
you
we've
still
got
don't
this.
know who Rhoda really is. Her real personality is concealed beneath 100 layers of etiquette. You go to your separate bedchambers, still
That
strangers.
was a bad play. I should have just been truthful. I should have trusted her next time. I can see it now. I can see now the
Yeah.
solution there is she's also constantly putting it on and doesn't like it.
We can see that the schemes are progressing and are, frankly, in a position that is, for everybody except the patricians, pretty unbeatable.
We're just vibing. We're fine.
You're close.
It's like, whatever, you know?
You're close.
You're close with the most.
Yeah, if it happens, it happens. But we're just sort of we're manifesting.
Yeah.
We don't really need to pursue it directly.
Right.
That's true.
Our options here are a helping hand, a taxing issue, and comet sighting. But I think we should
Comet
take
sighting.
a 5-minute
Let's
break.
take a break. Yeah.
Yeah, or should we
Sounds
take...
good to
Well,
me.
should we meet back here at the top of the hour?
That's
Well,
about 5
6-minute
minutes,
break.
so 6-minute break.
That's
Excellent.
basic.
All right.
Okay.
Bye,
BRB.
everybody.
Okay, bye.
We return.
I'm kicking myself over that decision. This is a real no sleep, haven't eaten situation of I know we've seen that choice 1,000
Yeah.
times, and it's so obvious the other answer is the right answer, and now I have to wait for another 3 streams to see what that branch is, you know?
Yeah, see how it goes.
Maybe,
It is
maybe
what
you
it
can
is.
salvage it with a different choice. Maybe there's a choice where you can salvage it.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, it'll be fine. I just think it means I'm not going to have an heir as quickly. Is probably what happens here. But not to pull back the curtain, but that's my suspicion.
Where would you like to start?
Comet sighting, please.
A blood-red comet was spotted in the night sky over the east, Your Highness. The lowborn are claiming it is a terrible omen.
Says Count Nadimia.
The common folk are on the verge of panic. Is there anything I can do?
Roll the dice. I'll tell them it's nothing to worry about.
This is
See if they trust
a
me.
55% authority test. You deliver a speech reassuring the peasants of the
Hey,
East that the
hey.
comet isn't a good or a bad thing, just a thing.
It's just a
Probably the
thing.
ninth god, riding a chariot or whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Listen,
I love a
Fortunate-
rousing or whatever speech.
yeah. Fortunately, the common folk take you at your word. After all, if the monarch says something, you'd better listen. The peasants go back to work in the fields, ignoring the comet entirely.
listen, it's a cool comet. If you want to like celebrate the combat, I think that's cool. But it's not a big deal. You don't have to get worried about it.
To me, it is no big deal.
To me, it's a simple rock. It's a rock that fell from, the ninth god.
The thing you're worried about, I'm listening, and I'm not worried about it.
I'm not worried at all. I'm not pressed or stressed.
I am listening.
I've heard everything you've said, and those were words. Let's do a helping hand.
Robin, I had something I wanted to ask of you.
What can I do for you?
As you surely know, I run a very successful jewelers guild back home in the coast. But the current laws are a little restrictive for my trade. Lots of tariffs and regulations. You know how it is.
Gorgeous patricians always trying to deregulate the jewel market.
I was hoping you could push for some changes in the council. Eliminate some of the import duties on Ateshi jewels, perhaps?
That's corruption, babe. Plain and simple.
I wouldn't call it that. It's just a helping hand. You love those. Our citizens would surely thank you for it.
I'm now all in this marriage falling apart. Forget it.
Very well. Apologies for taking up your time. I'm gonna go contact my dad's divorce lawyer.
Divorce lawyer.
The voice lawyer.
The voice lawyer.
The voice lawyer.
The voice lawyer is what you need if
contract.
I was gonna say if they don't pick you on, you're on The Voice.
Oh, I see.
Yours is better.
She sighs and
Please hit
withdraws.
next.
For the next week, she sleeps and takes her meals in another wing of the palace. Oh,
Damn,
dear.
it's a big fucking palace.
Yeah. A little dramatic, but
Taxing
that's
issue?
fine. Yeah, a taxing issue. Oh boy.
Your Majesty, help us. How do we say you say this? Conti? Kant?
It's one of those.
Conti, older and gayer of the East, has been bleeding us dry, they have.
Whoa!
Whoa, you got British as you went to the end of that sentence. Oh my god, are you the fabled peasant I've heard about who gets more British as he gets to the end of his sentences?
It's me, the fabled peasant who gets more British.
Not literally, I hope.
No, I'm making use of a common idiom, Your Majesty.
This president is also a pirate.
10 times higher than there's ever been. I can't afford to feed me cows.
You know how in cartoons robots can't hear a logical contradiction or it fucks up their brain? I think we found it's not kryptonite. Keith's doing it, but we found the thing that's getting in through any sound. Yes,
We just need to add as many, like if we need to defeat Keith,
Yes.
like someday, we just need to make him do like 4 voices in a
It's
sentence,
like
and it'll be too much for him to process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue. Peasant. That's fine.
It's true, Your Majesty. Conti Older and Gayer has been taxing their peasants at least twice as much as the next highest noble.
Bring back the lost guy.
Bring back the last
Younger
guy.
and straighter.
It's been a hard year, Your Majesty. I have barely any gold in my vault. I'm just doing what I can to stay afloat.
Hey, can we get the noble list real quick? I just want to see what barely any gold looks like here. Oh, we can't scroll, can we? Or can we scroll now? Oh, we can search.
Ooh.
Okay. Now,
Well,
can I see back? I want to see. Can we go back one? No, sorry. We just go back to the regular thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just looking at what are our options here?
Option 1, what about this poor peasant's cows?
Yeah.
Option 2, this is a matter for the council's consideration. Option 3, you're clearly having a hard time, I'll let you off. Wealth up, defiance down, farming down.
Right. Patricians need... You know what? What about this poor peasant's cows? Whoa!
A pox on the stupid cows. Let's see what the council thinks of this,
Okay, I was gonna...
Wow, Mr. James get a payday off of that.
It's so funny. I was gonna let him off. I was. And then,
Set laws for voting. What should be done about Conti Older and Gayer's punitive taxation of their peasants? A. Throw Conti Older and Gayer into the dungeon to teach them a lesson.
Defiance up,
B.
authority up, wealth down by 750.
they don't have any money.
B. Allow Conti Older and Gayer to keep overtaxing their peasants.
Wealth up by 750, defiance down, farming down.
Or C. Have a royal tax collector take over tax duties in the east.
Defiance up, treasury up by 500, wealth down by 300.
Listen, we've got basically a farmocracy. At this, the farmers are so powerful, and Count Older and Gayer has nothing.
Can you set the swing votes law, please?
Oh.
After voting, nobles can change their minds and vote for a different option.
Now, before you hit go and before anybody votes, I have a question about this, which is that actually going to work with our slow messages or repeated messages stuff? Like, will it stop them from
No, because
re-voting?
it would be a different message if you
it'd be a
change
different
your vote.
message.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah,
Yes. Okay,
yeah.
perfect. Nice.
Don't swing to the same vote.
Yeah, that's
If
not
you
a
swing back and forth, then that's your own fault.
Yes, but there's a thing to
Yeah.
consider. Yeah.
Eventually make a decision.
Okay.
Let's
do
I
it.
believe
Start
you can
the
only
vote.
change your vote once, but we will see.
Good to know. Good to know.
Let's go. I am fascinated by this. Everybody just frozen.
Wow. Well, you have to imagine that the Pats are going to swing to whichever A or C is doing better. Because they need the defiance to go up for the counts. So you have to imagine that, for example, like the Barons are more in C, so the Pats could start swinging to C.
What
But
people
then
need
the
to realize,
Pats could swing, or the Barons could swing too, away.
Sure.
people need to realize that Count Older and Gayer's situation is such that farmer is actually his landlord.
Oh. It's the other way around. Yeah, I think it's happened. It's totally happened. Look at it go.
Yeah.
But the others haven't seemingly done a similar swing.
Baby, it looks like it's going to hail. This voting is swinging.
Interesting that the Barons who are on C want that more than they want to screw over the Pats. Is what it feels like to me.
I feel like the Barons were on step 2. Why not let them off of step 1?
Fair enough. Continue.
Ding,
See
ding.
enough.
Seems like it stopped.
Yeah.
Voting has closed. What should be done about Conti Older and Gayer's punitive taxation of their peasants? 189 nobles voted for C. Have a royal tax collector take over tax duties in the east.
You almost slipped into Spike TV announcer there, Keith.
There's a little bit of Spike TV. There's a lot of like right-wing talk radio.
There is.
And then there's like breakfast cereal cartoon, like Saturday morning cartoon breakfast cereal commercial.
Right,
guy.
Coach Breck voice. Yeah.
Classic
By
Coach
the
Breck.
blood of
Sorry
By
about
the
that.
blood of
Zed.
the
Go
dead.
ahead. Sorry.
tax collection has been our duty since the days of old. Why should the rest of us be punished because of Count Older and Gayer's mistakes?
I like to count Zenreg seems to be holding a copy of his own skull.
It is a
Memento
self-portrait. My son gave it to me.
The royal tax collector proves to be diligent and efficient, but the counts are outraged at the implication that they can't be trusted. Treasury is now 2710. Some counts' wealth has decreased. That's the end of the season.
It sure is.
Ooh, it's time for an auction.
Ooh.
Our options here are A, a cathedral. Baron's faith goes up. B, a deer park. Baron's farming goes down. C, an aqueduct. Count's farming goes up. D, a grand bazaar. Count's trade goes up. E, a library. Stability goes up. And F, a monument. Authority goes up.
What a weird one. Huh?
This is a weird one. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think anyone cares.
Let's
I
just
mean,
start the
a
auction.
reminder: you don't have to vote. You don't have to do auction stuff. You can just hold that.
And
for
a
something
reminder:
more
if
compelling
no one's voting, you can just sneak something in. And that'll be your thing.
That's your little name. Yeah.
That'll be your little name.
Oh,
You can have whatever you want.
You too can own a prison. Well, not this time.
There's
but
no prisons here. This is all,
I
grand
know.
bazaars, deer parks.
A deer park is like a prison for deer.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't know.
A library is a prison for books.
Wow.
Aqueduct, prison for water.
And a grand bazaar is a prison
water.
for little shops.
Right.
Yeah.
Cathedral's a prison for God.
Yeah. Absolutely. We got this all sorted. This cosmology, it's done.
Did we say aqueduct is a prison for water?
We did, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we did.
We
Okay,
did.
great.
Yeah, it was
The
an
only one
important
left is monument.
It's a prison for
A
statues.
monument is a prison for
Prison for
patriotic
mind.
feelings.
Oh, abstract.
Unless it's a monument of a prison, in which case it's just a prison again.
Right.
It's just like you put people in there. So
Yeah. This auction is a prison.
thanks, Coach McGurk.
Yeah, sort of a kind of shit auction, really.
I kind of like it. This is kind of just a free auction. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're just like, oh, what are we gonna do with our money?
We got Benji in the chat's Grand Bazaar and C. Previs's Stability Library. My Stability Library. Only
Shout out
very...
to C. Pravis. Love the support.
Yeah,
We love a little stability.
as a treat. End season. Gunpowder smuggling, a terrible secret, and about your heir. Fucking yikes. Okay.
Let's get the secret out in the air.
Okay, sounds good.
In 25 years, your heir, they turn into an asshole.
Here we go.
Oh, the High Inquisitor. Your Majesty, terrible news. The counts are deliberately eroding the power of the church in the East.
Well, the counts have been the least of my worries lately. Oh.
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 It was a ruse.
Simply a ruse to lull us into a false sense of security. What's even worse? What's even worse alarming is why they're doing this. The counts are planning to hollow your mind and summon a demon to fill the void and take possession.
Whoa!
That's big news. That's headline news. By the time they're finished, you'll be nothing but a shell. The demon will take over body and soul.
By the ninth god!
My thoughts exactly, Your Majesty. We must bring this sacrilege to the council's attention. Set laws for voting. How can the monarch fight back against the count's horrifying plans? Of which 1/3 of the voters will be counts. A, spread the word about the dangers of demons.
Faith up,
B.
authority down, defiance up.
B, have the monarch bathed in holy water twice a day. Delay scheme for 1 season. Or C, the counts are hardly a threat. Leave them to their business.
Trying hard not to hit that swing vote button. I think. Oh, it's tough. It's a toughie. Is this your final thing, or do you still have one more?
No,
after?
they have one more.
This is number 2. Yeah.
This is number 2. This is number 2. You sure? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure.
Huh. Let's Monarch's choice. That's my oven. Let's Monarch's choice. You know what? No, we're just going to start the vote while I go
Okay.
put something in the oven. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
here we go.
see how it
That's
goes.
how
I
comfortable
trust
Austin
people.
is about this. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just see how it goes.
Can I just say
Yes.
that chaos might be fun here. And by that, what letter does chaos begin with?
B.
Think about it.
B.
Yeah. Shit.
Oh, Sylvi, you're right. Chaos starts with C.
It's the chaos. I don't know
No,
what.
Wait, oh, damn.
that's how
I don't know
you're-
how to read, you guys, so, like...
I don't know what any of you are talking about. Chaos definitely begins
Yeah.
with B.
Chaos. Let chaos roll. IMO.
I think it's pronounced
IMO. You should let
chows.
chaos roll. Let chaos roll.
Let chows roll.
Oh, I agree. They'd be cute rolling around.
Yeah.
Chow. 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 Chow.
Oh, is that?
Chows do roll around in their little races.
What is a chow?
A chow is
They're the little blue guys from Sonic.
I
A
Sonic's
little
weird
pile of
flavor.
secrets.
they are little spirits that are leashed to the power of the Master Emerald, and they are the sort of they are the I guess you could describe them as the light side entity that balances the fury of chaos.
Hey, if anyone's away from their keyboard and they wants to see some wild stuff, come on back and vote C. Just come on
Meme
back.
Chart says, does Keith know about the lore of every game? No, but I did do a Let's Play series called Let's Play 20 Years of Sonic, where I played with my cousin Kylie through all of the mainline Sonic games from its inception until Sonic Generations.
It's also now not 20 years of Sonic. It's,
Well, it was
isn't
when we
It's like
did do
30
that.
years of Sonic now.
We just didn't feel like we had to play through all of the games that came
Wow,
out
I
after.
can't believe C came back.
C. Chows. Chows. Chows.
Hey, if anybody's
It's tied. It's literally tied, right?
How is one
It's
faction?
literally tied.
How is
I
one
believe in
Shout
the
out to
power
the
of
18th
chaos.
position
other two
who
factions?
listen to me.
Chaos.
An incredible thing is I stood up and I thought, should I give instructions about what to do while I'm away in case it's a tight race? And then I thought, no, it'll be more fun if I don't. So I see it seems to be a close race still.
Yeah.
Still counting.
Seems like it.
I think it's well known that the Counts are hardly a threat. They've never won. It's, we...
I mean, I'm back now.
We
so
make
can close
beautiful,
it now.
expensive, strange
Go ahead and
things.
close it. I truly had a lot of time, I feel.
Voting has closed. How can the Monarch fight back against the Count's horrifying plans? 166 nobles voted for B. Have the Monarchs bathed in holy water twice a day. Delay scheme for 1 season.
We all get wet.
wet
We all
monarch,
get wet.
wet monarch,
What counts?
drizzle that monarch in
Thankfully,
water.
This is actually a secret scheme to fix the stink problem.
Oh, I see.
I
And now
see, I
the monarch is bathing twice a day, and everything's cool.
Everything's good now.
Morning and evening, you take time out of your busy schedule to bathe. Unfortunately, the holy water is extra holy if it's cold, and you maintain a near permanent shiver. Still, you detect no signs of possession. The Count's efforts have been hampered. Their stat goal will not be evaluated until the end of next season.
A little chilly.
A little bit chilly.
Gunpowder smuggling. Certainly no one else is scheming.
Your Highness, the barons of the March are attempting to amass a store of gunpowder. You know, the explosive black powder from Girth.
I heard about that from another neighboring kingdom. It seemed like it went pretty bad. What can I do?
The barons have established contracts with Girth merchants, no doubt at great expense. Without the coin to purchase more powder, however, their plot will fail.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the Baron's trade is booming.
Sure
They're no
is.
doubt stockpiling massive amounts of gunpowder.
These are conclusions not based on evidence.
The bird
bird.
flying away. You bring the revelations, which the barons wholeheartedly deny, to the council.
Set laws for voting. What should the crown do about the alleged import of gunpowder from Kurth to the March?
A. Slap heavy tariffs on all imports to the March. B. Threaten Kurth with sanctions for supplying gunpowder to the barons. Delay scheme for 1 season. Or C. Allow the barons to import whatever they please.
Wow, A would be really good for the Pats.
Option
Yeah,
1
it
will
seems to be
lower
what they're
trade
thinking,
and
huh?
raise defiance.
If I were the patricians and I was trying to get off step 1 of my thing, I would vote for A.
Hey, can we vote A? Just like out of pity for us?
Yeah, Barons
Guys,
vote A, Pats
I'm speaking
vote
to the
A.
non-patricians. I figure
I'm
we're
saying
already
Barons
pitying
vote A.
ourselves.
Now,
Thank
wait
you.
a second. I'm from the March, and I feel like maybe we shouldn't be trying to tax the March all this much. All the March keeps coming to me and saying, hey, no more taxes. You know?
I don't recall that happening.
Hey, you should do stuff that we like.
Counterpoint, please.
Mm.
Do you want to veto it, Austin?
Beat
I'm
that.
thinking about it. I'm thinking it might be now, and that might fuck up, right? Like that could cause the Pats to decide chaos mode, vote C. You know what I mean? But that, that does put them in a further losing position. I'm curious if I could hear from the Pats. Why? Would you really like torpedo? Or we don't have torpedoes yet. Would you really hoist yourselves in your own petards in that way?
Like on a ship?
Like on a well, that's not a petard. Isn't really a ship.
No, I know.
You know what?
Listen, we're
You could
hoisted.
have a petard on
Gunpowder.
a ship, though.
The way things are going, we're
mean-
hoisted either way, baby. It's just about how
true.
hoisted we are.
Hey, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna Monarch's choice B and save that veto.
Let's go.
Come on, Pats and Barons. Who's this
Yay.
Baron voting for
Yeah,
B?
seems a lot of Barons voting for C.
It's
But
Meme Shark.
This is of course it is. Of course it's Meme Shark. I'm surprised Meme Shark hasn't started rebelling yet. I guess they can't because of how strong authority and stability are. But poor counts.
But hooray for the patricians.
Yeah.
Oh, the patricians
Finally
are
a
being-
little dub for the Patty Pats.
You're being used, unfortunately. But
The counts do not ask for pity.
yeah, that's fair. Continue. This isn't swinging.
See, I have no self-respect. I don't
I
mind.
get you. No, listen. I've been in your position. Sometimes you gotta try to play the long game. Can't be mad at it.
Oh, I was muted. Voting has closed. What should the crown do about the alleged import of gunpowder from Kurth to the March? 186 nobles voted for A. Slap heavy tariffs on all imports to the March.
Predictably, barons roar about unfair treatments and the prejudices of the council, but the tariffs are passed nonetheless. Trade is
ties
now
count.
dominant.
Highest count.
Defiance is now aloof. The new laws certainly put a dampener on the barons' efforts to purchase the expensive explosive. You can only hope it will be enough.
Yeah, I don't think going down by 1 was really going to do that. About your heir.
Oof. Your marriage to Rhoda is already a disaster.
sure.
She can't stand the sight of you, and when you are in the same room, it somehow always ends in an argument and a slammed door. The last thing on your mind is procuring an heir, but the needs of the kingdom must prevail.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Congratulations are in order! The royal wedding was a magnificent affair! But something's still missing! You need an heir! You need someone young, whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard. Or the youngest of your many cousins.
We're gonna adopt, I think. We're gonna adopt. My youngest cousin. I've never seen youngest cousin.
Yes, your youngest
I
cousin
haven't seen
Chill.
this either.
That's younger cousin.
Yeah, younger
Youngest
cousin,
cousin.
it is. Youngest cousin
Keep
it
in
is.
the Barons, you know?
Of course. An entirely sensible idea.
And we
I
don't
will
have to
make
shop
the
around.
arrangement.
That was my idea.
You know, we don't have to look around. We don't have to,
Yeah.
is this a good
No, we just-
orphan?
Just get a cousin. Is this
Yeah.
a good orphan?
You know? I don't know from orphans.
Yeah. And see,
Ugh, the
You can't
good,
exactly
the
kick the
good orphan
tires.
process is exhausting.
do not kick the tires of the orphans.
No.
I think this is you, Sylvie.
Oh. You said you had a surprise for me? Someone else. I did a funny bit the first time, but I don't want to do it too
Indeed.
much.
And here it is. Behold.
Yeah. Your Majesty, what are you doing here at such an hour? I'm sorry. I hope you didn't overhear any.
Quit babbling, you blowhard. This isn't the monarch, it's a peasant. Who's the monarch's spitting image?
By the 9th, and just in time. The Spymaster trusts us, and we can move to the next phase. Kidnapping the monarch and putting this fool in their place.
How do we manage that?
We need the kingdom in utter chaos. Bad enough that the monarch's abduction can slip past unnoticed.
Oh no.
For the next stage of their scheme, the patricians must lower stability to 4 or
Yeah.
less in 4
Sorry,
seasons.
patricians.
Good luck, patricians.
It's fine. It's fine. Listen,
Again, long game.
Somewhere
I know
in a
what you're
dark
talking
cellar, a nervous baron is showing his guests a stupendous cache of explosive gunpowder.
Which is this? Is
Is
one,
this you or
this one
me? It's up to you, Art.
Behold!
Great God! Oh, this might be you, actually. I think this is you.
All right. By my life, black gold dust. And what are those? Right, the honk bag.
Black Gold Dust, really ill thought out WWE.
Sorry, Baron Mad Laughter doesn't have a honk bag. They have a honk cone.
Oh, I see. Yes, they do have a honk cone. Cannons, my good friend. Cannons and muskets, too. Courtesy of the Republic of Kurth. They were very happy with our business. Military can't go higher.
If you tell a baron they're all honk and no bag, they will kill you.
Yep. Yeah, that's very rude.
Now to decide what to do with all of it.
That
Once
was
we
Mitch
show our
Hedberg.
hand, there's no going back.
There's no going
Yeah.
back.
There is no going back.
Let me see that camera.
Oh, here we go. Voting. Option A, sneak the gunpowder under the palace and blow them all sky high. Goal, raise stability. Option B, put all those cannons and muskets to good use. Goal, raise own military.
Yikes.
Yikes.
You guys should vote A. Haha.
Don't feel super duper about this one.
No, it's bad. That military number is just so high.
I don't
Stability number is really high too.
Yeah, you're right. Should have vetoed it. It is what it is.
Dude, you couldn't. This wasn't.
No,
get-
I mean the previous.
Oh,
Previous
yeah.
thing. But that it wouldn't have mattered, right? Because the Pats were just going to go in for C.
Yeah.
So,
Who's to say?
eh.
Voting has closed. How should the barons use the fabled black powder to take over the kingdom? 105 nobles voted for B. Put all these cannons and muskets to good use. Goal, raise own military.
Maybe we've checkmated ourselves because it can't go any higher. It'll.
No, it's going to be get it to 10 or something, right?
With these explosive weapons, we'll be unstoppable on the battlefield, but we need to make sure we have the troops to use them.
Then we'll step up our recruitment so we're ready when the time comes. I'll get to it.
For the final stage of their scheme, the barons must keep their military at 10. Keep their military at 10 for 1 full season.
Just gotta drop it by
brutal,
1.
actually.
Yep.
You might actually have an out there.
All right, well, we're gonna tax the barons.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
they deserve it.
Yep. End season. Nice and
End
easy.
season. Simple one.
A delicate matter, an exotic plant, and the rewards of prosperity. And we're going to be trying to use our tools to get that military to move. Where do you want to begin?
Let's rewards of prosperity. Let's just face it straight up.
Oh, it's norepinephrine.
Your Majesty, merchants are visiting the march from as far afield as Valamir and Artesh. Our quarterly figures are stunning.
Your quarterly what? Your figures. That's a little forward.
Money.
Oh,
Lots and lots of money.
gotcha.
Your Highness, this Marcher economist has an audacious idea for all this wealth.
And call it an experiment. Well, we give the peasants gold whether or not they're working. This will ensure a base level of comfort and security for all.
Now wait a second.
Hell's bells, what are you saying? That we should hand out cash for nothing?
With respect, how is that different from barons receiving fees from their serfs?
No!
Whoa!
This economist's spitting.
It's completely different. My liege, this lunacy cannot possibly be considered.
Wow.
Wow.
Set laws for voting. Should the Marcher peasants receive a regular income no matter what? A. Implement this new economic strategy in the March. B. Encourage merchants to visit other regions across the kingdom too. C. Demand a one-time extra tax from the barons. They can afford it. Or D. Host a financial summit in the capital to celebrate the baron's success.
Monarch's choice on A, please.
Worth going through this
We
real
have
quickly.
to do it.
Personal
Yeah,
wealth
please.
down, defiance up, stability up, farming up, trade up. Merchants, defiance moves alternately and trade goes up. One-time extra tax, wealth goes down, treasury goes up by 1,000, defiance goes up. Financial summit, defiance goes down, wealth goes up 750. But we got to give this a go. And we will.
And we will. We got to give it a go. We got to give this a shot. We got to see what happens.
Yeah, universal baron income. Someone in the chat said. Sorry, the chat's moving too fast. I couldn't go back.
I got to tell you, Jack, if it's winning, you're going to hit continue the second it's over. We're not fucking
It's
around
not
with
even
this one.
close. What do you
No,
even?
it's not.
What would have to happen here for you to feel nervous?
Listen, there are 673 nobles they could sweep in. They could be sleeper capitalist agents.
So many of our listeners are like that.
I mean,
Hey, there's
They're
been a
out there.
couple surprising vote results.
someone who is a more civilized age listener is like a NATO fanboy, like in like a broad way, and keeps telling us we're watching the show wrong. So you never know.
Because
I mean, I'm
NATO
not
is
talking
like-
about Star Wars fans.
No, I mean, yeah, but there's overlap is the thing. So
Oh, sure.
I fucking
Is
love
NATO in Star
Austin.
Wars?
I don't recognize them.
yeah, it's the Galactic Republic.
Yeah, the Republic is named.
They do so much good work.
Continue.
Voting has closed.
Sorry, Keith.
okay.
Many barons are furious. Not only that, but other nobles watch anxiously, worried about this outrageous new strategy spreading elsewhere. Some barons' wealth has decreased, everybody's defiance has gone up, but their fees are unfounded. Freed from at least some of the back-breaking work of how to pay for the next meal, peasants praise
God
the crown
damn!
and the council. Stability is now serene. I have never seen
I should have
serene
picked
before.
this as our. I mean, I wouldn't matter. I don't have an heir, but god damn.
You'll get your heir.
Farmers
golden
treat
age.
their workers better for fear of them leaving to work elsewhere. The sick and infirm no longer have to work themselves to death for coin. The march flourishes, though the barons give you no credit. Farming is now fruitful. Trade is now monopoly.
We have such good ideas in the march. I can't believe our good fortune.
I can't believe that they're gonna blow me up after this rain. What an incredible moment. All right, exotic plant.
Count the World Without End strides into the council chamber, brandishing a clay pot from which grows a long, leafy plant with floppy, yellow flowers.
Our expert farmers have discovered a new. Hey, there's a new thing. We've got a new thing here. You want it?
I'm not a botanist. Name it yourself. You get the pick.
Yeah. I'll write that extra name of Royal Ivy. This stuff grows wonderfully fast. Tastes horrible, but all plants taste horrible. But the farm animals don't mind. I suggest we grow it in the east as livestock feed.
Or perhaps it would make a nice addition to the palace decor.
No memory, Chancellor. We are going to. What are we gonna do? I guess we're just gonna vote. We're just gonna have it vote. Yeah, that's fine.
Don't vote for A. We've seen A.
I would love to see C come through because it's gonna go bad. I know we're role playing, but also it's gonna go bad.
We know it's going to go bad, and we don't
Which
have
is
an ogre
why-
this time.
Right.
For people
I'm
who joined
surprised-
late, yes, this is Janine, the speaker of the council.
Oh, it's been Janine.
Oh, that's been Janine?
Well, it's been the speaker, but the speaker is Janine.
For the last 3 hours.
I thought we were haunted.
By Janine.
I was doing my
also
best to play it
true.
cool. I was terrified.
Two things can
Come on, C, catch up. Oh, Ooh, the bees are pushing it.
The bees.
The bees.
The bees.
The bees. Oh,
Hey,
3
at
C's
least
in a row, though. 4 C's in a row. 5 C's in a row.
I still haven't seen the bees. One of the first thing that happens is I make a joke about a bee monopoly, and you and Jack both said at the same time that that's in the game.
I don't remember it, but I believe it.
Oh,
Believe
come on.
it.
Just a couple more C's.
C's. Oh, it's so Jack. You got to be close on this one. We're getting rid of this fucking crop. Thank you. Oh shit! Oh shit! I've never seen it.
What?
Oh, we get to choose.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna ban the crop, baby.
Wow, a tiebreaker. I didn't know it was possible.
Look at that.
Finally, the monarch
Monarch's
has a little
choice.
bit of
I got a little
direct authority.
power.
A little taste for power, maybe. Voting has closed. What should be done with the newly discovered plant? 166 nobles voted for C. Ban the crop. It could be dangerous.
The counts are disappointed with the decision and start muttering about the monarch's unwillingness to embrace innovation.
Okay.
The East, defiance is now aggrieved.
Stupid monarch.
This is the plant that we know makes you sick, right?
I will be right back. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back to do a delicate matter.
Cool. I think that the barons are about to win, but I am uncertain. Keith,
Also, the plant doesn't make you sick, it just makes you happy.
No, it ends up that it makes you sick then. It gives you a fever, and we had to be healed by Nettie.
Oh, but everyone was happy.
They were happy until they got very sick, yeah?
Yeah.
Jack, you were going to say something?
Oh,
to me?
I've generated a list of Gen 1 Pokemon, and I'd just like to hear their sounds as we go down the list, please.
Okay, let's see. I probably know some of them.
Sea King.
Sea King? Ooh, I think Sea King is like kind of like Goldeen, where it just sounds like a person saying Sea King, and it's like Sea King. But I could be wrong.
Okay, Staryu.
Staryu, my personal favorite. Ha!
Weedle.
This one sounds like clicking and bubbling. I don't think this one says it's. Oh, I think maybe Caterpie goes like. I think Weedle might do something similar.
Okay. Geodude.
Oh, I don't know. I think it probably goes like, again, just a guy going like.
Yeah, it goes like
Dude. I think it does that.
Dude. Zapdos.
This is an intimidating screech. It does not say its name. It goes like.
Oh, amazing. Ditto.
I'm back.
Hi, Austin.
We're doing Pokemon
Ditto is a
voices?
goop, and it makes the noise of every other Pokemon.
Oh.
Wait a second. I know someone who can make any other noise.
Whoa.
You said you can make any other noise.
No, I said I know someone who can make any noise, like a Ditto cat. I'm raising some questions.
Oh, you're
also my eyebrows.
no. Oh, you're saying no. There's no. I mean, I don't even know what you're saying.
I just think we have a lot of evidence on this series of streams.
I didn't even know. I mean, for a second I thought I knew what you're saying, but now I'm just like, whatever you might have been saying was so crazy that I know that you're not.
Gotcha.
What do you? I don't have an idea of what you're saying.
Right.
And it's
Would you say it's
definitely
a delicate matter?
Oh, yeah.
It's not even a matter at all. And whatever I don't even know what you're talking about. It isn't even that.
I'm picturing Gilbert Gottfried with a Ditto face now.
Oh no!
Just the face? Oh my god.
Well, that's
Well, that's what Ditto does.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
Ditto
Ditto
does
did
it.
I have.
Just do that.
I do have an opinion on this because that was just one bunk Ditto that didn't know how to be a Ditto right. That like had the wrong face on everything. Ditto's supposed to be like a perfect transformation, and that became so popular because it was so cute and funny that they started doing merch of like every Pokemon plushie that they make. They would give it the like bad Ditto face. And people are taking that as like that's just what Dittos do now. But I think it's actually all of those plushies are of the same one
That's
Ditto.
one character. Ditto.
Interesting.
That still rules, though.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think that's a great gimmick.
As
Yeah, it's a
usual,
very early episode of Pokemon. Sorry.
Rhoda has spent the day in her office, as far away from you as the palace walls allow. Oh, are you going to get a divorce? But after you've eaten your separate dinner, she strolls in wearing an obviously fake smile.
Are you going to get a divorce? That would be sick.
I've endured this so-called marriage as long as I could bear, but I simply can't do it anymore.
We gave a shot.
Your esteemed highness, it's time we part ways. I want a divorce.
Thank the ninth. Now we can stop pretending.
Finally, we're in the future of that tweet that I made last week about how divorces are going to become cool. People are going to desire being divorced.
Cool. Pretending. By the ninth, if you've been pretending, you haven't been doing it very well.
You haven't either.
Every time we talk, it ends the same day, with you stamping down everything I wish for.
You turned down one gem corruption
everything.
You suck as a wife.
You didn't even lift a finger to help the coastal merchants when they were in need.
That's not true.
The chat kept calling me flop wife, and you didn't say anything about it.
You're a flop wife.
This was never going to work. It's over now.
Flop wife
good
and
or
wet
ill.
king.
I
get to be the first divorced monarch
to witness the divorce ceremony.
I can't wait to go into my divorcee phase.
I thought that Art's monarch got divorced.
Oh,
No,
is that true?
I don't think we've ever done a divorce.
We just never got married?
No,
Or we had it. I remember we
was sort of blah.
just had a bad blah marriage. Okay. Yes,
The
well,
Archbishop-
good evening, Your Majesty. I know this is awkward, but I'll ensure it all goes as smoothly as possible.
Does the Archbishop ever make things less awkward?
I live to serve, Your Majesty.
Cheers, bro. I'm divorcing you. Sorry, go ahead, Sylvi. You should.
All right,
that first.
let's get this done. Your Serene Highness?
You can't divorce me because I'm divorcing you.
Flop Monarch.
Very well. You are now divorced in the eyes of the kingdom.
Nuts.
the 9th.
Soon, Rhoda is ready to leave.
It's a pity it ended this way, but it's probably better in the long run, isn't it?
Then she's gone, leaving you in the palace with no one but your honor guard, your huge household of servants, the palace watch, and your inner circle of advisors. Practically alone. Word quickly gets out. The kingdom is shaken by the news. In the capital and beyond, everyone's gossiping about what happened. Stability is now united. Authority is now dubious.
Damn.
Depths below your August Wait, what? Oh, depths below your August Majesty. You rejected my dear Rhoda? My own blood? This is an outrage.
You can now turn around and say that she divorced you.
Now, I know this isn't how they mean it, but here's how I'm going to deliver it. I've been crying all week.
Well, good. Wet-ass monarch. I and my fellow patricians worked hard to put a dowry together for poor Rhoda, tailor her outfit, prepare the feast.
You will not do this to my flop daughter.
I petitioned the monarch to refund the cost of the wedding.
How much could a wedding cost? Yikes!
Set laws for voting. Should the cost of the wedding be refunded to Lord Patrician Jonah Bro? A. Hand over the capital's best farm animals as an alternative gift. B. Refund the cost of the wedding. It was really expensive. Or C. The monarch will hand over nothing.
Hey, we're gonna veto B.
Can we get a clip of Austin saying how much could a wedding cost? Yikes. As the screen changed. Yeah, this is a 60% chance of farming success. This is treasury goes down by 1,900. This is wealth goes up by 1,500. Defiance goes down. Monarch will hand nothing over. Defiance up. Authority up. Wealth down by 750. Okay.
Cow dowry, cow dowry.
Actual
Cowrie.
You're gonna refund the
Cowrie.
monarch
Cowrie.
those years? You know, it breaks like this.
Let's go, Cowrie.
Clap, 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 clap.
Cows. 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 Cows.
It's pronounced chaos.
You know what starts with A?
Cows.
Alimony.
Oh.
Damn!
Can the Pats rebel now? What's what?
No, because 8 is the
stability. It's either
it's the higher
highest.
one.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Sorry, Janine. What was your joke?
Oh,
The
A stands for
alimony starts
alimony.
with A.
Oh, okay.
Alimony.
Alimony,
says
yeah.
a T-shirt. Away.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
We can hit continue. This is done.
Yeah, I thought of alimony, and then I was like, wait, Janine said something, and people reacted, and I was fixing my headphones, so I can't say alimony right after Janine did, but it was A for alimony. Voting has closed. Should the cost of the wedding be refunded to Lord Patrician Jonah Bro? 214 nobles voted for A. Hand over the capital's best farm animals as an alternative gift.
I'm so excited to see what happens with this.
The lush fields surrounding the capital are bountiful, and the Chancellor soon arranges for the rarest breeds of cattle and sheep to be transported to the coast. Although Jonah Bro's pride is still hurt, the others accept the gift gratefully. The coast's farming is now fertile, the coast's defiance is now insolent. Meanwhile, Jonah Bro has put up Rhoda in his estate, which turns out to be a great expense. Lord Patrician Jonah Bro's wealth has decreased.
Wow, flop wife cost a lot.
It's fine. We're fertile now, so it's
All right.
like when balances out.
It's been a good run, everybody.
A count rides to a remote, unremarkable spot of moorland. Soon another joins them.
Many lowborn are moving east as they lose faith in the church. Priests daren't show their faces in public.
Farming is now cornucopia.
How delightful. This is the perfect time to make our next move.
We must invite a demon to possess the monarch. The ancient books describe 2 demons, each attracted to different aspects of a human mind.
This is so cool.
Get ready to vote. Here we go.
Unfortunately, I don't think it matters.
Option A, Rakamasa, the Mad Tyrant, the Cockroach Queen. Goal, raise authority.
Hang on. Rakamasa, the Mad Tyrant, the Cockroach Queen. Murmuriak, Duke of Greed, the face of all coins.
Wow.
It is possible that since
Jonk.
the military for the Barons hit 10 in this season,
It started at 10.
It started at 10. It
Yeah,
did
they
go
came
up
in-
from
yeah,
9 to 10 recently.
They came in with it at 10.
Okay.
Because that was the whole thing, was that they already had it. We needed a way to lower
Well,
it.
okay. Well, they had it when the thing started, but I wasn't sure if the thing started when the season started. But that is what happens. Yeah.
Voting is closed. Which demon is best suited to possess the monarch and take their soul? 110 nobles voted for B. Murmuriak, Duke of Greed, the face of all coins. Goal,
banger.
raise treasury.
Banger.
Sangfiel, ask God.
I know.
According to the According to the grimoires I've read, the Duke of Greed is attracted to individuals who hoard wealth. We must ensure the monarch is filthy rich.
For the final stage of their scheme, the counts must raise the treasury to at least 4,610.
Ouch.
All right.
Let's take Golden Choice and replace Monarch's Choice with it.
Yep. Aha!
There it is.
Casus
I think.
Belli.
I suspect. We'll see.
Please, everyone, do quiet down, one at a time.
It starts as a day like any other. The patricians are arguing with the counts over something important, you assume. You had trouble keeping your eyes open through the whole thing. That is until the marshal breaks into the room waving a sealed letter in the air.
Your Majesty, esteemed nobles, I hold in my hand a proclamation for the barons of the March. You will want to hear this.
Where did I see it? Yes, Pinstripe Owl in the chat says, Hong Kong, Your Majesty.
Finally, something interesting.
We, the undersigned, declare the monarchy and its council unfit for purpose, being unable to guide and safeguard the kingdom in these dangerous times. Honk honk, Your Majesty. As such, we hereby proclaim the creation of a new military government, which will take effect immediately. Any resistance will be met with the full force of the march. Your Majesty, this letter has gone out to every town and city in the kingdom, to every noble and mayor and peasant alike.
As the council chamber catapults itself into a frenzy, you notice the barons' benches, conspicuously empty.
Your Serene Highness, allow us to put down these treasonous dogs. It would be my pleasure.
Nonsense. Allow us the honor. The Count stand ready to assist you, Your Highness.
I know I'm going to pick here, but the thing going through Robin's head right now is a memory of when they were with the March and with the Barons, discussing what plans might lead them into power, and realizing deep in their hearts what is already true. But what they say is, I'm not taking any chances. You'll fight together.
They grumble about it, but agree. Within days, armies are raised and ready to fight.
What could have possessed the barons to go this far? Surely they don't believe they can go up against the rest of the kingdom. As it turns out, that's exactly what they were thinking. When the first reports come back from the front, the coastal and eastern troops are fearful, even traumatized by the barons' military might. Military is now mediocre. Military is now weak.
Jeez.
Cannons and muskets. They tore through my soldiers like they were paper. It was a bloodbath.
Military is now helpless. The barons were hoarding gunpowder right under your nose, just what they needed to seize the throne by force.
There was a vote about it.
Within a week, the loyalist forces are decimated.
Right under our noses.
And your marcher enemies are closing in.
This is worse than I'd ever imagined, Your Majesty. We simply cannot compete with these weapons.
Authority is now mocked. Stability is now civil.
What are your orders?
We stand and fight to the last. 20%.
A 20% authority test, yeah. They look to each other as if having a private conversation in complete silence. Authority challenge failed.
You're gonna be my you're my third king in 3 years. I think not, Your Majesty. Your reign is coming to an end. It would be foolish to throw away the lives of your people in a vain attempt to regain control.
You know, call for my honor guard. We have one.
You call out for the honor guard, but your marshal orders them to take you to the dungeons instead. You're tossed in a cell that you have never seen before. A troll is there! The barons flood the capital by the end of the week, or so your jailers tell you. You expect to be dragged into public for an execution, but you remain in your cell. It gives you plenty of time to dwell on the irony that your own kinsfolk in the march will be the ones to turn against you after fighting so hard to put you on the throne. It's like rain on your wedding day. It's like a free ride. After what feels like months, you start to think they forgot about you. Finally, however, you're brought up to the council chamber in manacles. They parade you in front of the other nobles like a performing animal to the sound of a honk bag.
Who's the flop now?
Baron Matthias.
Honkless king, bagless king,
Damn.
monarch.
Damn.
No bag, no honk, nothing.
Baron Matthias sits on your throne. Authority is now spineless.
And you know what the greatest thing about this is for Matthias?
What?
It'll never happen to them.
No,
Oh, yeah,
never.
for sure. Definitely not.
Arrow Hawk says L plus ratio plus got no honk.
No. You got the cushions all wrong.
Art?
Do we lose Art at the moment of
Oh, Art is
victory?
muted, yeah.
Art is
I was muted because I had been coughing a lot.
All the gunpowder.
The gunpowder was getting in my nose. They don't call it the boom pepper for nothing. Be quiet, hairbrain. You're not the one who gives the orders anymore.
That's when you realize they won't get rid of you. You're far more useful alive as a jolly figurehead to keep the peasants in check and ensure a sense of continuity.
They like
At least
me.
until
Ham brain?
Yeah.
We are now.
At least until the new King Matthias has cemented his rule. It's good you already got to know a few of the rats in your cell. You'll be spending many long years in their company, by the looks of things.
Those rats don't live many long years, but fine.
I think this is you, Art.
Monarch Robin was kept in the dungeons as a hostage until they finally outlived their usefulness and were quietly fed some poisoned gruel.
Oof.
Shortly after Monarch Robin's reign ended, the Inquisitors raided Conte Pauputree's castle and placed him under arrest for evil magic. As they burned, they screamed the secret name of the seventh god. All that remained... Oh, I'm sorry. Kevin?
Devin with a D.
Devin.
Devin with a D. Devin.
Devin.
Right.
Oh my God, they're burning.
Someone help them.
Bane of the patricians attempt to usurp the crown was a prisoner deep under the palace, clad in an iron mask and shrouded in rumor. That's so cool.
That's very good.
With their shiny new guns, the barons secured hegemony over the rest of the kingdom and installed Matthias as unquestioned king, at least until the bullets ran out a few years later. Why wouldn't we keep more bullets?
This is that comic of the bombs being dropped. But instead
finally
it's
the next
being
one
like,
will
I hear
be
the
sent.
next has honk bags.
Right.
I hear the next Monarch has honker bags. Endgame Ledger. The Monarch
2
stats.
years.
2 years, exactly 2 years. Spouse Rhoda of the Coast, flop wife, successor King Matthias. The wealthiest noble was JV645 with 3,150 gold, and the poorest was Aquadrop 25 with nothing. The kingdom stats that we're going to pick up the next game with are getting to be fucking wild.
It's wild.
The stats are wild. Military 0, faith 0 for the counts.
It's like a race if you pick the right goals. You know?
Yeah.
Truly, if
Yeah.
I'd only fucking not screwed up that initial wedding night.
I don't know that would have fixed things for
I
you.
would have had an
honk
heir.
bag.
That would've-
I don't know that it would have. I would have had an heir, which means I could have moved on to caring about
I don't
my
think
thing.
you would have had an heir because
I
it still
would've.
takes time to be like, okay,
It's
you have your
quicker if you don't
baby.
fuck
Here's
it
your
up.
thing. Here's
It's
your
quicker if you
etc.
don't fuck it up. Is the thing. So
Yeah, instead
Gotta
of
actually be
having
in
a
the
meeting
same
about
room as
needing
your
to
wife to make a kid.
yeah,
You know?
Instead of having that meeting about needing to like adopt or pick a cousin, it would have probably been like, you know, a pregnancy.
But we've seen that meeting. We've seen that meeting when you have an heir. It's like I'll give it to my, and then it lets you pick like daughter, son, or
I would have probably
Just
gotten
child
it
in
at the
general.
divorce instead of the divorce happening, and then it would have been a race with the trade
Oh, yeah.
goal, right? Which would have been look at the trade, So
look at the trade.
Well, that has been
Good
King
run.
of the Castle. It's a great game.
I am so interested to see if Chur pays off in our next Monarch.
Yeah.
Her never finished.
I think that's a dynasty
Wow.
thing. That feels like a dynasty event, or whatever, a lineage event, whatever it's called.
Sure, yeah.
Very exciting for that.
Aren't back on the throne?
Yet again.
Oh, it's so much less fun to be on the throne.
Oh, poor you.
Sorry,
You gotta be
Art.
chill. You just gotta take it as they come. Explore the options,
Sure.
vibe out,
Relax.
You could
See
abdicate.
what's up next.
relax.
You could abdicate. That's true. But for now,
Yeah, we're gonna force you to spend 4 hours as the monarch.
No, it's gonna be great. We're gonna do what we can to get the counts of victory.
you can find us on Twitter at friends_table. And you can find us on co-host at friends-table. We're on TikTok at friends_table. Occasionally TikToks from us appear organically in my For You page because I follow Friends the Table and it's fucking bizarre, but I'm very excited about it. You can also support us on Patreon at friendsathetable.cash. We have a Patreon goal, which is when that Patreon hits 30,000, we are going to launch a limited run Hunter x Hunter show, which is tremendously exciting. And in fact, we passed a small sub goal at 28,500, in which, since we have unlocked that, Sylvi and Keith now get to choose a screenshot from Hunter x Hunter, which they will show me without any context, and I will interpret it.
I just want to clarify. Keith and I are choosing one together, or we're each choosing one?
Now, what
I remember it. We each choose one.
I originally intended just picking one, but I will also accept each choosing one as a show of good faith to the people who support us on Patreon.
Well, Hunter x Hunter is a show of good faith.
Yes, and where else will you get this kind of value? On Patreon. That's 100% more interpreting a picture I've never seen before. We're going to record that, and we will put that up on the Patreon feed. And if you would like to support towards the production of that show, you can find us on friendsathetable.cash. It's very exciting. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
New Palisade tomorrow.
Oh, Palisade's great.
I'm listening to
I
it.
hear it was crazy good this week.
I heard Palisade was crazy good this week, and it was. I have now nearly finished listening to this upcoming.
Jack's heard it.
This is the first session of the
Of the
sortie,
next
of the
sortie.
recent sortie. Yes.
Yes, everybody better get your train tickets ready.
Oh boy.
Unbelievable that Palisade comes out every week.
I still got to do an intro. Let's not, we got to get it done still, but it'll get.
You know what else
It's
is
gonna take you
tomorrow?
8 days. I mean, I still think it'll come out this week.
What else is tomorrow, Janine?
Don't put that energy into the fucking world, Art. That's happened.
Oh,
Oh boy.
yeah, haha! You found me.
Another Breath of the Wild stream on
Did
Thursday.
you add that to
And
the
Friday?
soundboard? No, you didn't.
Here's
How
one
else would I be doing it, Austin?
live.
Well,
Doing it
This isn't
live.
you have
locally.
that.
I would just do that.
I meant
I can
the
secretly make
Discord.
any sound.
I meant the Discord.
No. I don't pay
soundboard.
for Discord. No.
Of
I
course,
pay for
for
a
the,
separate soundboard program.
for the last month, we've been doing the rebroadcasts here on Twitch. It's been every Sunday at 4. This upcoming Sunday, Janine, correct me if I'm wrong, we're streaming something after that also.
Yeah, don't say what the thing is.
I'm
'cause
not gonna.
It's a fun little treat, but after the episodes are usually like 2.5-ish hours, and after that we're gonna stream a little
Yeah.
thing.
I did not have availability when that was pitched, but now I do. So,
Do you? Interesting.
what day is that?
Sunday.
Sunday.
I think I have. Yes, I do. I do have availability for that.
Yeah. And that's the first of 2 treats.
Well, listen, we're in the business of giving you treats.
Yes. This is a treat-based
Viewer.
economy.
But for now, we're in the business of saying goodnight, I think. I had a great time playing this. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.